Hello chat, hello people. Just testing the mic at the moment to make sure everyone's coming through okay. So if you can let me know if you can hear me, that would be amazing. Just waiting.
Yeah, I just heard you come through.
Yeah, okay.
Hello, chat. Hello, people.
This happens almost every stream, mainly because we are connecting different people on the same app. So sometimes we need to make sure the mic works.
Let's have it right. We were meant to start at past. We've started at past.
Yeah, and it's there. So actually, we're on time if you want to go that way. But yeah, we just need to do mic checks and everything off before we go live. But obviously, you can hear us. So thank you, TYR.
I should be far clearer this time because I'm using a mic.
I use a mic, to be fair. I don't like the microphones on laptops. I think they're crap.
You just come through, sounded like you're on some sort of, late 90s video recorder.
Yeah, they are, in most laptops, are very, very basic. Unless you get the ones that are certified for Skype. And normally they're amped up a little bit. But generally, yeah, it's to do with, they're just very...
Right, so much to talk about, but first I'm going to take a moment to share this out.
Yeah.
Right, first I'm going to take a moment to share this out, and then
okay.
We'll go into a lot of the upcoming stories, including gunshots in Hong Kong. A lot of madness going on. A lot of madness.
Actually, with you sharing it saves me doing it, so... Venue's echoing, they said. I think that's just because of the room you're in. If you turn the mic down a little bit, it may be a little bit better. That's amazing. Yeah, we did a lot of stuff before I went live. Normally, we go live and then we try and fight it out. Who's got the better voice? Who's coming over clearer? But I did this in the background beforehand, so and we were on time as well. So if you can all do us a favour and share this on any of your social medias, whatever they are, and then. Got quite a big packed show, to be fair. Lots to talk about for what's happened over the week. Just going to feed my cat.
Right, now I can just send out to couple of groups on WhatsApp. That'll have to do for now.
Sorry, Jess.
That'll have to do. Street actually has a really cool pet. He has, what is it? A dragon.
Bearded dragon, yeah.
It's amazing. It really is.
He's gone sleeping again. He's gone to hibernation again. So he's awake for about a couple of weeks. He's been fed up and that, and he'll probably be asleep now for about 2 months.
How nice must that be, eh?
Yeah. And what I'll do for you, right, tomorrow after work, because I sometimes give him a little nudge to make sure he's all right. And he looks, and what he does, he opens his eye and he looks at you, and it's pure contempt that he's got for you, as if to say, you know, I'm sleeping. Why have you done? Actually, I'm going to do it now for you, right? Hang on a minute. I'll put it on. I'll put it on record so you can see what I'm going to do.
Anyone just joining the streets going to get his dragon? Well, I go and fetch the new Reality Report Twitter and put it in the chat. There's the link to the new Twitter. Take a moment to follow that, please. No doubt it will have some sort of ban order on it soon. Hello, Q. Welcome. That's a point. I'd like to put this on Discord. That's a point. Is Discord working? Yes, it is. Discord's been playing up in a big way. It's not working on the phones at the minute, as far as we know.
No, it's not working on mine yet, neither. It's pain. Right, I'll just send this on Telegram for you. When it clears up, you'll see him just look at me as if to say, "Go away, will you?" Put webcam on. I'm not that good looking. If you want to know what I look like, if you go to my page or on TRR's or Street Soldier UK,
it's on the bloody.
You'll see me on there.
It's the thumbnail.
Oh yeah,
it's the thumbnail.
That's what I look like. I haven't got a webcam.
Oh, what was I doing, for Christ's sake?
But also I've got I've actually set this up in my kitchen, so I have my kids walking around, and I don't want them on camera. So Vinnie, on the other hand, he loves the camera. So no doubt our boss will be on camera any time soon.
No doubt that I won't. Not today. Not today. I know all of a sudden all the females will just be desperately upset, but they'll have to contend with it. I was doing something and I've forgotten what I was doing. For Christ's sake. Right, anyway. That was it. I was going to shout out on Insta. Right, so.
Is Alex getting up early today, or?
Alex getting up early today. That people don't know what Alex is about. Alex is. He doesn't work at the normal hours as other humans. I don't know, actually. I mean, we could drop him a message, see what he's up to.
He's the nocturnal type.
Or we could go straight into the topic at hand, which I want to be opening up on, which is something I just tweeted out. Well, I've been tweeting out over the last few days. I've been investigating heavily, looking deeply into the drill music side of things, but not the music side per se. I've been looking at the crime side of it and the intense sort of fad that has been created and celebrityism that's been created out of virtually murdering each other. So you're able to play stuff on screen, aren't you?
Yep, I can put it on. I'm just muting up for a little bit just because of the kettle boiling. But yeah, I can put any links up.
When you're done, let's go through, because I've got some examples I've already uploaded on our channel, so people can see our channel, and we'll watch those examples. But we're going to be after this stream, I'm going to quickly make a channel, and it's going to be called, or someone's going to make a channel, depending on obviously how many accounts we're allowed on one chip. UK street crime, and it's just going to be dedicated to uploading all of the horrific things that are happening in the open. And it's a way of when people say to you, it's not that bad, you go to this channel and you say, this is the UK street crime problem. Okay, here it is. Here are hundreds or thousands of examples. We need archives of these things. So the great thing about Telegram is when you make a channel that people can watch and follow, not only can they take this information and use it, but they can join a discussion group, which is a link to it, and provide their own information. So you can join a discussion group and see not only what the people are providing that are owning the channel, but what the public have to offer. So the public will go, yeah, I know that person, boom, 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 boom. It's just a great way, because the authorities clearly, they claim ignorance to this. Even though they use it in their court cases, as far as the public goes, it's not really brought to the limelight much. And then you get films like this Blue Story, which are just cancer, just complete evil. And then you get stuck. I mean, what I've been seeing is disgusting. Like young men virtually celebrating the murdering each other, and Snapchat arguing about it and treating it. There's hearts and stuff coming up on it. They're making a joke about having guns and stuff, and they're virtually 16, 17, 18, and some of them obviously fully grown, but there's loads of them. And this fact is massive, and it's a massive story. It's not being covered. It's being touched on here and there. But this is a massive, massive industry which is going on here, which should just be shut down. It should just be shut down. Why would anything like that? Why would this music be celebrated? So let me know when you're free, and we'll go and get some of the footage. I'm not interested in the music. I'm interested in what the music causes. And that's what I've been looking at, and it's disgusting. And I've got some examples to hand, so we can go and have a look at it.
Yeah. So if you send me the links now, if you send me the links, I'll get them up.
Well, let's do one better. Are you able to go to Telegram on screen and go to the Reality Report Telegram?
Telegram will let me.
Or Twitter's. But
I can go to Twitter because that's a web page. I'll be able to go to Twitter.
Go to my Twitter at Great White Vin.
Okay, I'll do that now.
And I know I've put some examples on there.
Yeah.
Let's go to it.
Great White Vin. Right, I'm just going to do the full page window so everyone can see it.
Shaded, but we'll be able to watch it. So I'm still. Oh wait, don't do anything because hang on, I'm well behind on the live. Wait,
okay.
Hang on.
So
I can go to Twitter because that's a web page.
Whoa. All right, hang on. I'm well behind.
Yeah.
Let me just catch up. But as hello, Shell. Hello, everyone. Sorry, I've not been checking the comments. Do apologise.
Hi, Shell.
Sangmoore, Joseph. I promise. If Sangmoore wakes up, I will bully him on. I promise. Okay, so yeah, here's a video immediately. Are you able to play that? Now, basically, this video. Okay, ladies and gents. This chap here, his cousin has been shot dead, and he is referring to him getting smoked as in the same as him smoking his zoo, his spliff. So talking about, making a joke about his cousin being killed. And this is the depth. But this is Snapchat. Do you understand? This isn't some underground covert video. They're doing this on Snapchat. So the kids that go to school in their area, they're all following these people on Snapchat. Your daughters and cousins are following these people and watching this and sniggering and laughing, thinking it's funny. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
So press play and watch this guy.
Okay, you'll hear sound as well, so we'll mute up for about a couple of 20 seconds now.
You always have to get smoked. You know.
Say again.
I said, I don't really care about GV, but Incog, I can get smoked.
Come on. Gang shit. Gang movie. Come on.
You always have to get smoked. You know.
Say again.
I said, I don't really care about GV, but Incog, I can get smoked.
Come on. Gang shit. Gang movie. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, really, isn't it? Yeah, pretty bad. Yeah, you speak now, Vinnie, mate. Yeah, just played it twice so they could see it. Still there, Vinnie?
Sorry, I forgot I muted myself. Sorry. So anyway, further down my page there's more examples, but they're a bit more tame. But I've got loads of horrific ones. But there's one here down my page on Twitter where 9th Street soz bullying a cab driver, and they offer him out to a fight and bully him, and you know, basically he's just trying to go to work, but they're making a mock a fad out of crime. So in this next video, even further down, so you should play this one further down. Okay. It's called Children Exposed to Gang Crime. Keep going down, and you'll see it. Now this one, he shows that he's got a gun and a knife in the car. After he turns up and shouts at this guy who's next to a bunch of kids. Now, when I come out of school, you know, I wouldn't want to see a bunch of gangbangers having an argument on the street.
Okay, bullying cab driver. Okay, I will play that now and then get some sound on. Okay, hang on a sec.
This is my cab. Man, let's go, big man. Come on, let's go. Oh, what?
Relax. I don't get it, like.
What? I'm touching you. Now what?
Let me tell you something. Yeah. The area that we gave you, is this is the same area here.
We say,
move your hand.
Come out the cab. You show you something.
Understand, bro.
That's it then. Sit there.
I'm not sure. Can you please leave my
Play it again.
This is my cab. Man, let's go, big man. Come on, let's go. Oh, what?
Relax. I don't get it, like.
What? I'm touching you. Now what?
Let me tell you something. Yeah. The area that we gave you, is this is the same area here.
We say,
move your hand.
Come out the cab. You show you something.
You see how they just make a joke out of it as well. You see how everything is smiley faces, right? Everything
That's it then. Sit there.
Yeah, I don't know if that came through.
Can you hear me straight?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear. I don't know how clear that came over, but yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, no, that's just a mild example. Like if you scroll down, there's a worse one. And the point is, look, so they just put like it looks like, you know, like the way little girls text each other with the smiley faces and that. But they're doing it to actually look. This poor bloke. Look at his face when he looks out of the car. He looks so miserable. Like he's so scared. For what? Because he want.
Right, let's have a look then. Is this
So
one
if
you
we
wanted
scroll
as
down,
well?
there's another one.
Children exposed to gang crime, yeah?
Yeah, now watch carefully with that one before you play it, and you'll notice that first of all, he shouts at a bunch of kids, right? So in front of a bunch of kids, they're using these gang terms and what have you. In front of children. So imagine you've got a kid. You don't want your kids seeing this and seeing that's what the world's like, you know. And then in the next clip, you see that they're flashing on Snapchat that he's got a revolver and a machete next to him in the car.
Fucking hell.
On Snapchat. This is the way that they're behaving. So play that one.
Yep.
And I'm gonna release. Yeah, you know, some of them I don't know if I can release, but I've only been looking into it for 4 days, and I'll tell you what, it drives you mad.
Yeah. Okay, then I'll play from now. Then I'm gonna say.
Window, why not the window? Hey, what one is? What one is? Why you wanted to kids is? Why you wanted to kids is? You fucking me. You fucking.
I'm violent. I'm FBI. My nigga.
You know, Abe's just baking up over there in them Moscow blocks. Serious. Niggas really ain't on that block though, man. It's mad. It's mad. Trust me.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking shocking, isn't it? Really. And they're
Well, it's
actually
just-
showing
that's a-
knives
yeah.
and a revolver. I mean, come on, man.
I mean, but what you're starting to see here is, if you was to look into it as much as I am, you'd see that this isn't every day. When they get up, all these kids, they look to Snapchat. This is their thing. This isn't a one-off video. I've got loads of these, loads and loads and loads of these. They are treating serious crime like it's, you know, the way that kids used to think that crime was. Now they're actually living out these American-style gangbanger lifestyles, and they're using Snapchat, and they're going to prison and not giving a shit about it.
Yeah.
And no one is doing anything about it.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I haven't seen
So,
that video before, to be honest.
So hang on, I don't know if I've got any worse ones on here. Oh, actually, yeah, there's one there. Scroll down 2
Yep.
tweets, you'll see one.
This one.
It's
2 people arguing outside the car.
the one where 4 of them are just trying to rob him.
Yeah. Okay, I'll play that. Right, I'm gonna say.
Don't let them touch. Hey, don't let them touch. Don't let them touch you.
You know what?
Show them what you're capable of.
My nigga, I don't not want to hit you, but you know what it is.
Show them. What's in the pockets, bro? Show them. Yeah, he's on the strip. He's getting sucked on the strip. Dive over. By the knees, the kitties them. The kitties them. The kitties them get worksy down these sides. Can't come for us. Only gay. Can't get robbed by the kitties. Hey, Hitch, where you from, Hitch? Show them. Gay shit.
My rules.
Yeah? Gaza. Don't let.
Do you know what's really strange about the way the press and everything's been hiding this, unless you're sort of in certain movements, is the fact that if that was a black person and 5 white people did that, can you imagine it?
Oh, it's not even worth thinking about.
It would be mass hysteria. It would be, yeah. But it seems to be accepted in certain communities as normal, and because it's seen as normal, the press doesn't seem to jump on it as much.
Ultimately, I mean, hang on. I'm seeing if I've put any more examples. I've not put any more examples on there, but I have on Telegram. But I think we all get the point.
Yeah, definitely.
I think. Let me just check to see I didn't get, because the thing is, some of them they involve knives and things, and you don't know if Twitter will ban you for putting them up.
To be
But
honest,
that cab driver. I mean, all the other ones are serious.
Twitter's a bit of a strange one because I've seen some really disturbing things on Twitter, and I've followed the guy's page just to see how long it stays up for. And that video I sent to you, which was, we agreed it was too much to just send out anywhere. Now that was available on Twitter not so long back, and that was on there for 2 weeks on this page. There was comments that was saying we're going to report you, and for 2 weeks that video was on. And then you put a statement or something that's just words, and it gets taken down within days. And again, they're selective in what they censor.
Straight. I'm going to send you a video right now that I'd like you to play.
Yep.
and it's probably a bit graphic, some of it, but not it is what it is. It's not that
Okay.
But this is a video which I have found, and this is basically an archive, a little archive of a few people that it used to be called "You're Caught Slipping," right? But they call it slacking now. They call it "Caught Slacking."
Okay.
And this is a little video of a few people getting caught slacking, and ultimately, all we hear about is hate crime this, hate crime that, all these statistics which I'm struggling to to see in the real world. But what we're not seeing is the real bad crime problems and the ability to just promote it and get away with it. That is real deal. Now, this video, the thing is, it's a collection of phone clippings, but it's his channel, someone's channel. It's a video, it's someone's channel. We can't get in trouble for that, can we?
Don't think so.
Because it's not his footage, it's all someone else's
It's
footage.
someone else's footage, yeah. No, I don't think it. Well, we're discussing it, so I can't see why that would be a problem anyway.
Yeah, and also I think things like this. Now, I remember, I don't know if you ever heard when I was speaking to sometimes some of the what would be considered black supremacists. I'd say that, do you not feel that rap was a weapon used against the black community to help keep it down when it once had jazz and soul singers and all sorts of people? Do you not feel that it was once that rap has in fact been introduced to ruin a society and its culture as opposed to help it, and you all give it too much credit? And I think that that's only passed over to today with drill and grime. It's quite clear that because it's even worse now, because back in the day there was this fad and everyone had their cars and guns and listened to the music and what have you, but nowadays there's this ability to really emphasize the fact, the Snapchat, the Instagrams, the live chats, the models are all over the place. The way that Western society really normalizes it now, whereas back in the day, it wasn't normalized. Nowadays, if you look at all advertising, there's a hint of rap sort of culture in it. Quite often, the flat cap sort of culture. No longer, I mean, when you see something with the word Britain in it, you never know what you're going to get in the poster.
That's right.
It says the word Britain, you don't know what you're going to get. There was once a time when you thought, oh, Britain, I know what there's going to be on the poster. You look at the poster, it looks nothing like what you would imagine Britain should be. That's the reality of the situation. So anyway, anyone on Twitter, please go and follow @WeAreTRR. It's a new Twitter. I don't think I put any more examples on there. Did I put any examples on there? No.
I'm just signing into Telegram on the webpage so I can broadcast it easier. So.
Got ya. I have got an interesting video there on a very interesting video we should watch of someone shooting a pistol in Hong Kong, him getting battered with batons, right?
Oh my God.
Then they set him alight and he runs away. He loses his gun. It's on the floor. Then he gets his gun back and he just watches it like, oh my God, what is this? What is this going on?
I've seen that one video today where they've thrown that petrol bomb at him and he manages to, only his foot was alight. If it had been a foot sooner, he'd have been up in flames. The quality of life in theirs just seemed to be non-existent, didn't it?
I shared one video straight. It was in China. I don't know what was going on, but this one bloke, that was arguing in this car park, and someone's turned up and they're arguing. He's just launched a load of petrol over him and just launched a match at him. In seconds, just went boom, boom, bang. The guy was alight in flames, and the other guy just walked away. the most inventive, evil bloke on the planet. Oh. Right, straight. I have just had dinner arrive, so I'm going to have to mute for a moment.
Okay, yeah.
On and off. But play, when you get a chance, go down on the reality report, scroll down, and you'll see the video is called, mind you, you can play first the disturbing graphic one. That's a very interesting shootout there.
I'm just waiting for this so I can log in. It's not letting me log in on the website one. Just waiting for the text message it's going to send me. See if there's anything else on here that we haven't seen. Antifa attacking a shop. Come on, send me the details. Let me see if I can. Just let me check something in a sec. Full page window. Properties. Okay, so I can find it, so hang on a minute.
What are you looking for?
I've got the window up on ready to stream. I'm just going to find, there it is. Right, which is the video you want me to play?
Well, first of all, you could play the one, there's a police shootout which looks very savage, where someone lost their life.
Which one's that? Disturbing and graphic. This video is the shooting of a 3-year-old, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, just let me resize this a minute so I don't get... Just need to resize the page so I don't get anything else other than the page. Just get that on in a sec. Right then. Okay, that's going to play now. Not sure how
The
that's
video
going.
I'm sending you is halfway.
No, it's not letting me play it like that. Let me save the video. Yeah, it doesn't let me do it. See if I can save it and do it that way instead. Right. Why can't I log in?
What, so Telegram or Twitter?
Ah, right, okay. Don't matter, I'll have it logged in a sec.
Anglo's in here.
Is he?
Mm.
Nine, 3, 2, 2, 0.
We could stretch our invitation to Anglo.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
If I... 2 seconds, mate. I'll send you the link, mate. They have to be accepted to come on anyway, so it's not like they can hack it or anything like that. There you go, Liam, mate, if you want to jump on. There you go.
I'm having a bit of lemon right now, and it is amazing. It is amazing.
Oh, you're not eating baby sheep, are you?
And this particular baby sheep had great big eyes, and it was really sweet. It was the one of the batch that needed the most love, but instead it got the outs.
No, it's not going to let me share it on Telegram for some reason. It seems to block you from streaming the page for some unknown reason. Yeah, not too sure. Well, let me do it.
Don't worry about Telegram. Just go down to the Hong Kong video, and then by that time, this one should have sent through to you. I want people to see.
On
There's
Twitter?
this one video. It's a few examples. Unfortunately, it's about 10 minutes long, but we can fast forward it.
Is that on Twitter, yeah?
No, I'm going to be sending it to your Telegram, so you can download it.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Play it however you need to.
Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Is Liam still there? Is he wanting to jump on, or?
I'm not sure if he is. What I'll do now is I'm going to bother Alex. I'm going to ring him, but I better mute because when he answers, he can say anything. I doubt he'll answer. He's not the sort of person you can just ring live and go, "Hey, let's ring Alex. Hey, everyone." You can't beat a roast potato either at the end of it all. It does not look like Alex is going to answer.
Well, let's have a look on Twitter, on the panel. Sunday Roast is on the go, definitely.
Did someone just join?
England.
Hello, mate.
I do, England, mate.
I'll be done eating in a moment.
All right, bros.
You alright?
Sweet. Just eating in a minute. Nearly done.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. For you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I think Liam's in the chat as well. I think he might be coming on later, or maybe
Right.
something. But yeah. Oh, nice Sunday afternoon. What do you think?
Just turn that dryer off. So. My God. That dryer's driving me crazy.
Yeah,
Shall I,
it's like a long hum, isn't it? Ooh.
shall I adopt the radio voice for the rest of the show straight, just to see if the public like it? Get on people's wick, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I've tried to put on different voices, but I always look the same, so... sound the same, even.
Hi, Shell. Hello, Shell in the chat. Is it my computer or is your screen keeps spazzing out? Keeps going green. Can anybody else see that?
Green.
Green, like the Hulk. Yeah, it's like it's gonna go in rage mode.
No, mine's alright.
Let me just refresh it.
I'm watching it on my phone because last time it was last time I did this it kept coming up wrong, so
Did it?
no, it seems alright.
Yeah, maybe I just needed to refresh it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I want a dragon now, seeing your stream.
Bearded dragons are great. I love him. My little
Dragon.
boy. He's my little boy.
No, there's something about dragons, guys. There's something about all these different civilizations that were in contact with each other, but all spoke about dragons. Do you know what I mean?
Have you seen my bearded dragon?
Hey?
Have you seen my bearded dragon?
No, I have seen them though, but I've not seen your bearded
Oh shit!
dragon.
Right, I'll send it on Telegram.
Yeah. Have you just got the one?
Yeah, well, the thing is with them, they advise me not to have two unless they grow up together, because the slightest difference in size bullies the other one. So it's really difficult to keep. But they're a solitary animal anyway, so it's not. It's not like it's not a bad thing to have him
further on company.
Yeah.
But it's funny, right? My mate used to have two bearded dragons, got them the same age and all that, the same litter or whatever you call it. And when you used to take one out of the he had like this. So it looked like it was like a unit with glass straws on it.
Okay.
And when he used to take one out, the other one used to be banging its tail.
Yeah.
And everything to get out because it wanted to come out. They both used to do it, when one was out of the thing.
Yeah.
He used to love being handled.
Well, mine, we let him out when he's Burmatian at the moment, so he's going to be asleep for a couple of days. But I've just sent you some of him. My cats don't mind him neither.
Don't they?
No, they're all right with him. You should have a load of notifications in a minute of these videos that I've just sent. But yeah, his name's Reggie. Absolutely brilliant.
Reggie?
Yeah, love the little guy.
I want one. I think it's brilliant.
I take him to the shops as well. When I go and buy his food in the summer, I have him on my shoulder, well, on my chest, and he'll just sit in there looking around. He's absolutely brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. My mate used to have I had another mate who had a rat that used to sit on his shoulder. He used to go out walking on the street with him and everything.
The only thing with rats is they're incontinent. And they will just walk and piss and crap everywhere. And so my girls did have one, but they will just mess like a rabbit. A rabbit will crap while it's walking. So oh no. So you know what? Rats not for me, because no matter how good you clean them, no matter how good, if you let them out and they walk around your house, you have got pee everywhere. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. They are pretty much incontinent.
Nice fart, is it?
No. So bloody horrible. Right, you should have all them now in England, mate.
Straight. When I was young, I remember I left my first bird. We broke up, and afterwards, I remember hearing she went and bought pet rats. I thought, what the fuck? I thought it's some sort of deep-seated message.
Yes, some sort of insult.
Swap you for a rat.
I thought, is it some sort of cuss that I'll never be able to live down? I don't know.
Could have been worse. She could have turned lesbian and bought a snake.
I'm surprised she didn't buy a snake. I should have sent her a snake to eat the rats.
You should have.
Well, if you check your Telegram now, you'll see him.
My phone's charging upstairs.
Oh, is it?
I have an habit of losing my phone. My phone goes dead, so The way
that video is through to you now. So if you
Is
download it and then let's watch
Okay.
it, and it's you know when, like I said, the term caught them slipping. This is just a little tiny compilation. One of the videos, many videos I found of, you know, a little compilation of what happens when Snapchatters catch each other.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do that in a sec. Just save it.
These people don't care as well what their environment is. They don't care where they catch you. If you're next to a bunch of kids, they don't give a toss.
No. Yeah, I think it's a shame because me and England spoke about this before, and I know we don't like to talk on. I'm not going to bring too much about certain values and which is right and which is wrong, but the problem is, the thing is though, they haven't got any values. They don't know what values means. They've got values that they find in the street. They pick up dirt and they pick up that and they class that as their value. And what I mean is you will have a gang of people with their own identity, their own little postcode, if you want to call it, and that is their family. So they do as that. Whereas the role model's not there anymore. The church or anything is not available to them because they're not there. I mean, I always, when I think about when I was younger, I didn't care about the police, right? I didn't care about my mum and dad. The people I was more afraid of, my granddad. Because if he found out some of the shit I did, he would hit the roof. Because he was very traditional. He come from a very big family. The family lived in the same street, which is I suppose similar to what they do now. But my nan and granddad, I tell you, my nan would, no matter how big I got, my nan would give me a clip round the head. And if she heard anything that went on, it was my granddad I was more afraid of. And that was because they had true values and they expected it to be like that.
Yeah.
It didn't work with me, I'll be honest with you, but the fear was still there. Now, these people haven't got any fear because they don't know consequence. They don't know what reality is. They don't know. Yeah, feral. Yeah, that's the word. And so they're the leader of these little gangs, whatever you can call it. That is their parents. That is their parents. So they don't know what it's like to live a normal life because they've been enrolled in this bullshit, which they class as their religion, their way of life. And without it, they feel like they're nothing. And, you know, you have to have some sort of values or some sort of morals to say to yourself, well, this isn't right. But they don't know that. Or they refuse to listen, is more like it, through peer pressure.
Well, when you're that age, like you said, right? When if you've not had like good stable, I don't know. Even it can't. Sometimes you can have perfect parenting, right? But teenagers are rebellious either way.
Yeah.
But there's a certain age that a lot of kids go through where all that matters is their opinion of the mates.
Yeah.
And the friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
England, but on this particular example, though, the reason I'm highlighting it and looking into it, this isn't so much the rebellious. These people are killing each other. They're responsible for heinous crimes. So if we look at this next video coming up, they're kids that when we were young, having a straight now or things that someone got bottled or something like that, or someone did get stabbed, it was awful. But now it looks as if it's virtually the same as what football was to many people. Do you understand? Like, to them, it's their football. And this
it's tribalism, isn't it? Yeah, it's tribalism.
They need help because half the time they live in council houses they don't even own, and they're killing each other over the state of the postcode. It makes no sense. They don't even own any property on that postcode. They could be moved at any time. So also they need help desperately because the fact is that is a culture that's desperately in help. But instead we're put on blast from the media, and no one is attempting to help the fact that there is a gang culture going on, and that's across the races. If you live in these areas, whether you're Turkish, English, or whatever, you know, you are accustomed to being, you know, some of them are very relative to like prison blocks. You better find some protection, otherwise you could be a victim just going home.
Yeah, I mean, I can confirm the tribal mentality and the race doesn't matter, because I don't know if you're familiar with Manchester, but I grew up in Moss Side, which was a prevalent gang culture, and it's true what you say. It's about the colour doesn't come into it. It's about you being a part of an underclass. That is what it's really about.
Well, also it's this acceptance of. I once said to some people, was having a discussion with people. You know, the often conversations that go on the panels about black and white.
Yeah.
And I said, tell me this. What does this mean to you? Because I was speaking to people that obviously knew some lingo and what have you. I said, when the worst thing that many young men can hear in this city, the most terrifying thing they can hear is, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
And none of them disagreed with me. None of them disagreed with me. They know that all it takes, right, is to be caught in the wrong place, and I watch so many of these videos where they'll go up to someone on the train and say, "Are you Wood Green?" And if he says yes, but he's in big trouble. You know, real trouble, not just real trouble, because they see it. Their tunes are all about your blade isn't even wet, so it's a fad to them. So you're not just going to get a clump or glass or bar around the head. And half the time some of these guys are dying. I was following this one only last week, and in that time, a video came out yesterday. The guy's now doing 10 years in prison. Some 17, 18-year-old kid was watching him flash off some gun or something on his bed. Next thing you know, he's gone into a barber shop. Him and 3 other lads, some bloke to death. He's doing 10 years. And I was watching him just making silly tunes and what have you, and talking about how hard he was on his Snapchat to all his followers, putting love hearts and shit.
Said we're going out.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that soppy music for his birthday, and that. Next thing you know, bang! These are kids that are playing big games. So, Street, have you got that video downloaded? I messaged it to your Telegram.
Yeah, I'm just going to upload it now. It'll be done in about 2 minutes, and I'll play it.
So that's why I'm gonna just make a channel there for UK street crime.
I do want to come, but I can't leave this.
It'd be interesting to have a street crime one, but then it would just turn into people would be watching it for self-satisfaction across America and that.
But if you just said
we've only got to look at when Big John was attacked in Manchester. I attended the court hearing for the lads that were being sentenced that stabbed 3. I think it was 3 or 4 of them got stabbed. And the CCTV was there, and what tends to happen? There's a lot of and people try and shy away from this word, but they do get groomed by the older ones to commit crime in particular, because they know that the younger ones under 17, bordering 17, there's different rules under the eyes of the law. Now, I watched the footage of John being attacked on the CCTV, and initially it was just 2 young small lads that approached, and as soon as John put up a fight, then from the shadows came, it was like 10 or 12, like they come out the shadows, and then the older ones approached, but the older ones stayed on the outskirts of the violence. They were encouraging the violence. And 4 people got stabbed that day. 1 guy got stabbed in the liver, and this is going on. I mean, we're quick to use the word grooming when it comes to sexual exploitation, but this is a form of grooming. These young kids are being manipulated.
There's a shopping centre now. I'm not going to relate to too many things that are stories, because most of them are outside of the movement with people I don't want to name because they're not involved in the movement. But even at Westfield, right, in Stratford, quite often these things are happening. Now, my friend
Sorry about that. Something happened to...
Straight.
I didn't. Sorry about that. Network just
Hello.
network all died on me.
BI making noise.
Right, sorry about that. The network all died, so there you go. It's back up now.
Let's put 50p in the meter, guys.
Oh, fucking hell. It's unreal, innit? Sorry about that.
Told you, man.
Straight, god damn it. What is this? What is this goddamn dammery? God damn it.
Wi-Fi went, like, did a mad one.
Ow. I'm just trying to go where it's a bit more quiet. The kids are just decorating biscuits and there's going to be murder in there, so...
I think we're live, you know.
Yeah, we're still live, yeah. We're still live.
Right.
Yeah, we're still live.
Me. Oh.
Hello?
Yep.
Is it just me? Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Me in here.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Streaks.
Okay. Yeah, we are
Vin-
live.
No,
Vinnie?
he's not.
Can you hear us, Vinnie? Where's Vinnie? He's showing there, but can't hear us for some reason.
No. Yeah, I can hear him. He just can't hear us.
Yeah, I can hear him, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. Where were you then? Bloody thing. Sorry about that.
We got Vinnie back.
He's going to log out and come back in, so...
Alright. So yeah, we were just talking about, obviously, John got attacked and
Yeah.
Vinnie's saying his mates got attacked, and when he arrived at the emergency scene, there was accident emergency or whatever, there was somebody else who'd been stabbed at a separate place, so it's rampant, isn't it?
You hear me, Stu?
Yeah.
No, I was saying that I had a friend who had a puncture wound to his lung and he was being stubborn and he wanted to go Hugo Boss, so I had to go with him so he didn't collapse, and had his arm over me half the time. And as we get there, in Westfield, the day before in broad daylight, someone had been stabbed to death inside Hugo Boss doorway.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so, you know, it's a part and parcel, unfortunately. I hate to use that term since it's been tainted, of London. It really is a disgusting, unfortunate thing. These aren't accidents. People don't fall onto all these blades. These are nasty things that the authorities don't want to address. Because the first thing I'd do, if I had any real power, is say, right, there's an entire music industry dedicated to knife crime and violence. Right, we'll get rid of that for a start. Okay, get rid of that for a start. Oh, but they've got some really good tunes. Great, don't care. Get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, this is something I've asked myself. Right, lads.
Yes, Lou. Lou, if you want to jump on, let us know, man. Sorry to cut you off, England. Sorry, man.
All right. Yeah, when I was growing up and we were listening to NWA because it was edgy and we was listening. And I remember at the time a lot of people in the conservative movement in America wanted it banning, and we were saying stuff like, "No, they're expressing themselves. They're talking about the life they see." Now, so I've asked myself, is it me getting older and more sensible, or has this music got worse?
You're just going sensible, mate. If you listen to Tupac, Hit 'Em Up, listen to that, to the words, and then I think it was like that. But we knew that it was, we knew that it wasn't maybe real life for over it. We knew it was rebellious to listen to it.
Yeah.
But it was something that was alien to us, and we thought, can it really be that bad, or is it just make believe? But now we actually live by them words. No, I don't, but there is people that live by them words.
So do we think that the music's driving the violence, and violence is driving the music, or they're both symbiotic? They both propel each other?
I would say
they
both.
complement each other. They complement each other. It's like denying the fact that strong alcohol doesn't complement street fighting amongst, you know, the drill rap community. It's the elephant in the room that no one talks about.
Yeah.
And rap music, whenever I bring this up on the panels, can you imagine? I'm sure you can. That they jump straight down my throat when I talk about rap, but they go silent. People go silent when I remind them that it was actually a very clever trick that was placed on the black community specifically to keep them down. And he actually produced all these records. He paid for these big records to come out so they could play them in their cars.
Yeah.
It was specific organizations, shall we say?
Yeah, we know. Yeah.
And they're an enemy to themselves. Anyone that is a rap, that's their biggest thing, because they're wasted talent. Where's your soul musicians? Where's your jazz musicians of this sort of hip hop culture?
Yeah.
Instead, we're just getting this gang style thing,
Yeah.
It is. I mean, when I was growing up, I was around when they were doing all like the, NWA. We listening. I mean, mine was more Eminem. To be fair, I didn't like him, but it was more rebellious sort of thing. But we never really put that into real life. I mean, when we used to have like straighteners at school, or we were doing that, and it may have been in gangs, but we let the two guys have it out, fight, and everyone knew not to help, not to join in, and that's how it was done. Now, it's like fucking. I've never seen someone have a straightener with one-on-one unless it's in the gypsy camps or anything. They've
we're talking on the level. There's so many people that shouldn't ever. There's little girls with their mothers. People in broad daylight shouldn't ever have to see or have this pressure on them. We're not talking about, us and some of the experiences we might have had. In broad daylight, you could have a little old woman sat on the train, and then someone calls someone else slacking, or slipping or whatever. And then they're bearing witness to this.
Yeah.
And that's the main problem. And the culture's at the point where when you say something, they go, don't give a fuck. That's not a response, is it?
No.
Yeah.
That's not a response, and that's what we're facing with. And when they go, I don't give a fuck, I'll do jail, man, I'll go pen. What sort of response is that? That's what we need to address.
Something that I find quite interesting is they have a golden rule, not about snitching. But when they're singing these drill songs, they're actually snitching on themselves.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, they actually are.
Sorry, straight playing this video. Let's go back and play this video with sound, right?
With sound.
And this is just right. Let's go back and play it. So, this is a video. Just a little example of what happens when they catch each other and the behaviour that they have.
Okay, I'll play it now. Just if you see something bad, comment over it so they can't do anything about it. All right. Okay.
Stay away, keep making noise. Stay away.
No, that's fine. Thank you. What have you given money?
I was with him.
Was
you in the car?
Yeah, that one does.
It's not the line.
Stay away.
Yeah, that's when someone's been caught on here.
Hey, man said Lowski's cutting out again with a bag of man, bro. Hey, bro, don't rap it. Man's not rapping it, G. These don't need to fucking slow down, bruv. Like, Lowski's put his bad boy in the net. Bruv, you lot are nerds, bruv. Fucking hell, bruv. Go back, go. Hey, Robert. The wheel's fucked, fam. We need to. Oh, bruv. Man said my tires are wrapped, fam. He void it, man. All of this Tom and Jerry shit, fam. I was only one time I come this jar, man.
Good. Man's leaving the whip. Man's leaving the whip. Man's leaving the whip. Man's leaving the whip. Ah, GTS. You men are moist. You men are moist. Huh? Bang on. I come you, man. Bro, man left their little sisters fresh scums, rude boy. Man's running, leaving their whip, leaving their little tweet, leaving their sisters fresh scums. What's wrong with man? What's wrong with man? Come on, man. RIPTS, you already know what it is. Yeah. I dab it up though, man. RIPTS, man. The death, you already know what it is. Anyone screaming this violating or they're with these pollard youths, man's gonna dump on you, like, innit? Real shit.
They kill a man for that, Jordans, won't they?
Oh, they will. No, if they catch up with him, they just stabbed him, and they're still stupidly
trainers.
on Snapchat.
Stabbed 3 places, on his elbow, his stomach, and on his backside. His name.
Everyone see what happened?
His elbow as well, yeah? No,
Anybody's friends or family?
About to stand in
Guys, can you all just step back? Because obviously, I don't want you encroaching on him. You might come from out. Can you just step back?
Yeah, that's better.
Stand back. Step back,
Sadiq Khan's London, isn't it?
And there's what they call slacking. This is people live. This is people in big trouble.
Guys, can I give you some better space, please? Stop filming.
We went live at 2:30, right? 3:30.
I'm not arguing the case, because it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm just saying. So we'll pick you something up then.
Okay.
So you just have to let us know what you want picking up.
Yeah, why is it so important to go so early? If she's going out anyway, then...
Because Dan finishes at 8.
Yeah.
And that's when they're going.
Right, okay.
So...
Hey, one down the window, Hey, what going, Ace? What going, Ace? Why you running to kids, Ace? Why you running to kids, Ace? You fucking neek! You fucking...
I'm violent. I'm VI. My nigga.
You know, Abe's just baking up over there in them Moscow blocks. Serious. Niggas really ain't on their block though, man. It's mad. It's mad. Trust me.
Thank you. Please.
Yes.
What the fuck's going on there?
Hello, basically, right?
Yeah, I'll pause it for a bit and we do the...
Hello?
How you doing, Lou, mate?
Anyone there?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
They're using Snapchat. Am I coming through?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Someone needs to turn their YouTube off, though.
I've been looking deeply into drill music. But not the music side. I've been looking into the violence side.
What the fuck's drill music?
Drill music is the, local turf war gang beefs, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
And I've been looking into it. And the problem is much worse than the media has it's disgusting. And they're using Snapchat to virtually advertise the fact they're murdering each other at young ages and what have you. And we're going through some of the footage now, and I've played a lot already. Getting guns out in front, and doing it in front of school kids, and they don't give a fuck, Lou. They don't give a fuck. And when they're questioned, they say they don't give a fuck. They say they're send me pen. They don't care. The culture itself needs to be addressed and helped. And then they dare to say that there's these fake hate crime statistics going on. Yeah. And this culture now, Snapchat itself should be shutting these down. These things should be broadcast on fucking, BBC every day. I have got loads of them coming out of our back teeth. So we were just watching some of that. Did you want to talk about anything that happened to you today?
Yeah, can do. Hello, Shell, by the way. Yeah, I was just on a train coming back from my mum's. And I had a fight with a group of 10 lads. Basically, yeah, I was sitting on the train with my missus and just us two, got Christmas presents and all that shit, you know what I mean? Bags of all that crap and whatnot. And these group of about 10 blokes and 5 or 6 girls, and they all got on and they were loud and drinking and being pricks and not too bad, but like, you know, just being annoying. But we had our headphones on anyway, watching some shit on Netflix. And journey went on, and we were just coming up. It was about 10 minutes away from King's Cross Station, and geezer basically fucking sat on my shoulder. And I said to him, "Can you get off, mate?" Like, you know, because he's standing up and drinking and fucking sort of leant on me. And I was like, "Sorry, mate, can you move?" And these girls were sitting in front of us. He's gone, "What? What was that, mate?" I said, "Mate, you just like sat on my shoulder, you know, watch it." And he put his fucking arm around me. I went, "Oh, it's all right, mate." I said, "Mate, get the fuck off me. I don't know you." And he slammed his WKD down on the fucking table.
Hang on a minute. He's on WKD.
Yeah.
Oh.
Minge drink.
Hell?
Yeah. Yeah, I swear, bro. And he slammed the drink down and said something like, "Oh, what, you want to go?" or something like that. So I just stood up. He took a swing at me. I've ducked it, like sort of moved my head to the side just a little bit, and I've clumped him, bosh. And I've just grabbed hold of him, and after that it was all sort of blurry, but I was just sort of punching him. And his mates are hitting me at the same time. There was 4 of them. Like my missus said, yeah, one of them jumped over the seats, and they was all hitting ya.
I'm the one that...
So it sort of brawled.
I'm the one that got everybody.
And then
I said to go
in the midst of it, I managed to get a chunk of his ear roll in my mouth, like bit his ear. And then we landed on some fucking poor black woman sitting there, apparently. I'm being told this afterwards, do you know what I mean? When you're in the midst of it, you don't know. And then still...
No, before you carry on, can I just remind everyone that this is all in Minecraft. This is all allegedly in Minecraft. Everything that happens is allegedly in Minecraft. Carry on, please.
Self-defense, mate. I got punched first, and I got jumped by a load of people. Do you know what I mean? I got witnesses, everything. Like I've took people's numbers.
Always.
Yeah. I am not silly. Like honestly, and I'm not even lying about any of it. Like there's people back me up on this. Like some American dude. Anyway, they it went into a brawl, and the aftermath was like one of them broke it up and said like fucking stop, like stop. What's And I was saying, nah. I said, "You're all a bunch of fucking cunts." I said, "I'm sitting here with my missus. You're all a bunch of cunts." And he's saying, "Yeah, well, there's 10 of us. So you want to watch what you're saying?" And I went, "I ain't watching what I'm fucking saying. You can fuck yourselves." I said, "There's fucking 10 of yous," and I still took yous out. Like some fucking 6'2" great big fat one. His eye is closed. He looks like a fucking obese Chinese kid. Do you know what I mean? Like it's fucking swole shut. The other one's got a busted lip, and the one that I beat up, all the side of his face is just knuckle marks, and then his ear is like flapping. And when I went to the toilets at King's Cross, I found a little lump of his ear in my beard. Like it was all scabbed up and swollen in my fucking beard. And, yeah, it just got sort of broken up. And then as I was leaving the train, like the American said to me, "Hey man, like I saw that, and like, dude, you can handle yourself," kind of thing. And he went, they were out of order. They were bang out of order. There was no need for that. I said, "Yeah, no, they can't even fight one-on-one either." He said, "They're starting shit, and then they can't even fight one-on-one either." That's the mentality of these fucking people nowadays. You won't get a one-on-one fight. It will be very rare that you and another bloke can sort of sort it out. Because they were sort of trying to make a joke of it afterwards. And I was like, "What, you think that's fucking, you think this shit's funny?" Like, I'm sort of looking at them with the smuggest look on my face. Because I know I done it. Like, I know that I come off better out of that, considering how many there was. And I said, "You think that's fucking funny?" I said, like, "Mate, I'm sitting here with my missus. And you're just starting shit like that with one bloke and his missus. I said, you fucking be ashamed of yourselves. You're all scumbags. And yeah, that was it. Like, they was just hanging about outside and could hear him on the phone talking to his mate, moaning about his face hurting. So fucking what, you know? You're gonna start shit. But that's the mentality of the kids nowadays, man. Like I remember back when I was school, it was all like someone would have a fight, but it would just be them two. Even their mates wouldn't get involved. They'd hold people back and stop them jumping in.
I said exactly the same thing earlier on. When I was younger, and if we ever had fights or whatever, even if we had rival gangs or whatever, you would all form a circle. You'd have one side on one, you'd have your boys on another, and you let them get on with it. No one would jump in, because if they jumped in, you knew someone else would jump in. And what we used to do, I don't know if you did this, we would plan it. Go, if he jumps in, you're going. If he jumps in, you're fucking going. And if he jumps in, you're going.
Exactly that.
And if more than 3 jump in, you're all fucking in. Other than that, you leave him alone and get on with it. If he's losing, he gives a shit. If you don't kick him, if he kicks him on the ground or anything, we're all going in. And this was planned before we even went there. And do you know what?
Yeah.
Nothing happened. Nothing. We just didn't allow people being kicked on the floor or stamping and shit. It was stands up. You'd let him get up. But we didn't allow that, and you would plan it. And you would know who was there, and you'd be like, right, you're going after him. If he comes in, you go in. You go in. And that was it. And that's what we used to do. And very, very rare did you ever get anyone jumping in or steamrolling it. Very rare. And towards we started to get older, that shit never happened. It was like you wouldn't even plan a fight. You would just get jumped outside a shop or something.
Yeah, like it, you know, and they also told me they were tooled up, and in the aftermath, when the guy had sort of split it up, the other geezer was threatening to hit me over the head with a bottle.
Okay, now.
Yeah, he was saying, I'll fucking smash you over the head with a bottle. And I said, of course you will, because you're fucking losing. I said, you're lucky your mates was there.
Pussy, that's why.
Yeah, he was losing, bro. I had him on the seat and I was just smashing his face in. Like, he swung first, completely missed. And then all the marks I've got on me, like my eye, I think my eye socket might be broken, because when I sniff up, my eye on my left side, that vision blurs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when I sniff up hard, like, that eye moves, like that distorts, like it's out of focus when I sniff up. So it might be the sockets broke, which they ain't gonna do fuck all about it anyway, are they?
Nah, not with your eye, no.
Nah, it has to heal up on its own. So
yeah,
it's not an uncommon injury if you get hit in the eye. But
and do you know the funny thing is as well, right? This guy that putting his ass in your face and stuff like that. Do you know what? These are the guys that if he was on his own, he would sit there like a little girl. And the only reason why he's got this.
I looked him in the eye. He didn't want it. Like after that beating, I could see it in his face that he wasn't up for it. Like he was quite glad it was done.
Yeah.
And he was only sort of giving it the big one because there were so many of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they didn't. I don't think they liked the fact that I was not backing down, because they asked us to move. They said, "Look, you just go down that." I said, "I ain't fucking moving. I'm sitting here. I've been sitting here the whole time. You fucking move." And then he's like, whoa, mate, look, I'm trying to calm this down for you here. This ain't going to end well for you. I said, it ain't. I said, mate, I've just fucking took on 4 years. So, ain't going to end well for you either. You know what I mean? I'll have the other side of your fucking face, you cunt.
Obviously, we're not condoning fighting or anything on here, but you got to defend yourself at the end of the day.
Fuck that.
Within
yeah,
reason.
I'm sick of that. I'm sick of that fucking PC bullshit where they tell people, you know, fuck off.
Yeah.
I didn't do fuck all wrong. I'm sitting there with my missus, like I'm gonna. That's what I said to him. Like I'm gonna start on 10 geezers, sitting there with my missus. You think I'm gonna start that?
To remind everyone that this is a very poor channel, and we're making some attempt to be journalists. But, ladies and gentlemen, what happens happens. And Lou is one of those people that, if he needs to, he's going to exercise professional defence procedures.
Yeah, I like that. Professional defence procedures. I like that.
Yeah. Sorry, people. I apologise.
You've
But
got to stop before you relive the moment.
yeah, you know how it is. Like, it's just, no, I'm not having that. Fuck that. You move.
Fully agree
I'm not
with you,
moving.
mate. I've seen it far too many times.
I'm not moving.
Different.
I didn't do shit wrong.
You know?
Do you know what I mean? Poor me missus, she's, you know, having to pull people off and scratch people and trying to do her best.
Yeah.
And there's me getting the side of my head caved in, you know, trying to fight 4 geezers. So I feel no way about him. I hope he goes home with a banging headache tonight.
Okay, so in that case, I'll be nice to Georgia for a bit then.
Just a little bit, not too much, mate.
Yeah, not too much.
Not too much.
Give him an inch. Give him an inch.
I reckon that was better than the fight from last night because that was shit. But
it was, mate. It was. Do you know what? As well, I wasn't even like gassed afterwards. I was just like standing there fresh, like trying to get, like, you know, trying to watch where they were coming from. Do you know what I mean? He's got this geezer in front of me. He's like, look, hey, whoa, stop. Like,
I normally don't get affected till the day after, and the little bit of shock comes in, and then I start getting a bit of the shakes for some unknown reason, and it's like not because I'm scared or nervous, but normally it's involuntary. It's sort of like you'll sit there, and all of a sudden you'll take yourself, and then your hand, I don't know, you'll just get a little bit nervous. Your hands go, and then the whole thing's come back in real time. But yeah, you got to defend yourself at the end of the day, man. People taking a piss, and the problem is what I said before. There's a lot of these people don't know what consequence means, and now he knows his consequence of putting his ass in some guys.
He knows that, right?
Yeah, he does now. But this is the thing, Lou, right? Every one of them, even then, when they're 10 up and 4 up and whatever, each one of them are gonna think, you know what? I'm gonna be careful next time on a fucking train. Don't be a dick. Look what happened last time, and it will be that way for these people. Consequence is a bitch. Consequence is better than is like karma. Without consequence for their actions, they push the boundaries a little bit further. They push boundaries a little bit further, and then they'll hit somebody like yourself that goes bang, and that drops them to the floor literally, and then it takes them a while then to raise up to the arrogance that they just had. Consequence is everything. Consequence is everything.
Yeah, that teach them a valuable lesson.
Yeah,
because I don't think they expected that ferocity, if that makes sense. They sort of thought, you know, well, he certainly thought he was going to drop me. He didn't even land. I don't think he even landed, to be honest with you.
That's even more funny.
Behind my ear's a bit sore, and then behind my ear is a great big lump, and then a few more lumps, and then my eye, and that's it. Like I ain't got no busted lip, no nothing. So if he's punching me from, you know, he's not going to hit me around the back of the ear when we're in close quarters that close. I don't think so anyway. And I dodged the first one. I think that was all his mates, and that's what my missus said. Yeah, she said, like, you were on top of him, like over the chair, and bang, bang, bang.
It's always, Lou, it's always the way. I've been jumped so many times, and it's always the concussion that you do get at the end, or the things in your neck, and that is always their mates hitting you. Always.
I was in the lift once, and there was 3 guys that come in, and the one guy obviously recognised me, said by my name, and I'm like, no, that's not me. And the guy said, yeah, it is you. And I'm talking to one guy in front of me, concentrating on him, and there's a guy to my left and a guy to my right, but the guy to my left is quite behind, so I can't make it out. Then all of a sudden they just steamed me, and I had kicks, boots and everything. Managed to get back home, but it took me about 3 days to recover from that. But it's the guy behind you got to worry about, because he's the guy that's going to fucking either give you a bottle or do whatever.
Well, I remember once I was down, and I remember once the next day, it wasn't so much my head that hurt. They were trying to kick me in the nuts to get me off their mate. And where they was missing, they basically booted my arse in.
Yeah.
And then when I went to the loo and what have you, it hurt. Where they was trying to kick my nuts, but they was missing, and they had just continuously kicked my back doors in, basically.
Well, I never even got a shot off. I'll be honest with you. When I hit the blow, they took me all the way to the top, kicking the shit out of me, and probably halfway down the bottom before they got out. So I ended up going down to the bottom level and then just walking home. But oh man, that was But yeah, Consequence again. He's a bitch. Because what I did, it was me, and it was there, and they just got their revenge sort of thing. So sometimes you got to take a hit, haven't you? But it is always the guy that's hiding behind you that's going to fuck you up.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones that did the most damage, but it still wasn't. Yeah. I'm not that bad, to be fair.
Nah, sounds like you come off all right, man. At least they haven't been used.
No doubt. My missus said, "No, fuck me, you done them." Like to be fair to you, you did win that.
Alpha males, mate. Alpha males. People don't realise what alpha males are like.
Yeah. No. You could have seen my smug face. Like I had obviously got this black eye. Like I was sitting there with this smug face, and then down the back of the train was the fat boy I hit. And his fucking eye, and I just had this smug look, just looking at him, and I felt like shouting out, "How's the eye, fat boy?" Like it is swollen shut. Like he can't open it. It's fucking like a golf ball with his eye.
What's the betting? At least 2-3 people have got videos of it. That's going to be up somewhere on some sort
fucking
of
hell, it might be.
Because this day and age, you can't do nothing without being recorded.
Yeah.
Well, Lou, though, I'm going to say something, though, mate. I think even though, you're obviously very handy, and we all. But the thing is, mate, these people carry knives and shit, man. Choose your fights carefully, man. Obviously, you come home safe and shit like that, which we've all got to be fucking welcome. But this day and age, mate, fuck, it's so risky to do that shit.
Yeah, that's what my old man said.
You have to. I mean, you can't fight a knife, and you can't fight a fucking whatever they've got, mate. Seriously, man.
No. I mean, like it's the tough one. It's like, what do I do? Take shit, or do I have it?
You did what any alpha male would do, but it's just people listening to this don't think we can go out there and start fighting shit. Because believe me, it's bad, man.
Once again, I'll advertise everyone should never engage in physical violence in any way, shape, or form. I think it's best that civilization goes forward in a progressive stance. Thank you very much. That's a statement from the reality report.
Yeah.
And a statement from Luke Uncaged: chat shit, get banged.
And if you go home to your family safe, your work was done.
I've been sitting here enjoying this milkshake now. I've let you all get that out, so I've enjoyed this milkshake, listening to all this, enjoying it thoroughly. So now we'll go back to some content. Lou, when I first heard, I was worried because I thought, shit, I thought you'd been recognised, and I was like, bang, where is he? I was like, we got to help. And then when I found out, obviously, it was over what it was, I thought, for fuck's sake, one of those things, unfortunately. And one of those things.
It is what it is. It happened. That's it. I've dealt with it. He's come off worse. His mates come off worse. And he's going to have a horrible night for the rest of the night.
Georgia was telling me that, obviously, that, that you ran. That's what she was saying. She was saying that you ran.
Yeah.
He can't even joke about it. Like, he can't even he can't even pretend for a second. Look.
Yeah.
He has his limits. He has his limits, don't you, Lou?
Probably where it's just happened. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, you'd have been proud of me. You'd have been proud of me. Trust me.
I am.
I get a warning. I get a warning no matter where we go. If we go out on the night, she goes, are you going to be all right? I'm like, yeah. She goes, no, seriously, you're going to be all right? I'm like, what the fuck are you on about? She goes, you know what I'm on about? I said, look, I'm with you. Like, I ain't going to do shit if anything happens. Because normally I get recognised around where I live. And she's like, are you sure you want to go here? You sure? Fuck that, yeah. This is not so much now, but before. So she used to give me the 3rd degree every time we used to go out. And, it's like, no, I'm fine, seriously.
We just lost Lou, I think.
No, I'm here.
Who did we lose? Are we gaining England? Did we gain England, or who did we lose?
Yeah, I think he's got a bacon sandwich on the video at the moment.
Yeah,
Lou.
Yeah,
you
go
see the guy that anyway, I'm just gonna tell everyone there's a guy called Alt News, right? And it turns out he's a converted Muslim. And he is now running the rumor that I am a Muslim convert street. Have you heard this?
No.
What?
Yeah, he's running the rumor. He put up a bacon sandwich, a picture of a bacon sandwich, saying, this looks nice. Vinnie Sullivan wouldn't like it, though. It's a big, long-winded write-up. I've got it somewhere. I put it on my Telegram, on Vinnie Sullivan Telegram. Because it turns out he's a convert Muslim that lives in Thailand who basically bought his wife.
He's paid for his wife.
Rumour
has it. Hey, Vinny, I think he paid for his wife, yeah? Because she's a she-male, he didn't realise he's had to buy a baby as well. So that is a rumour, but I think that's true.
Well, I wouldn't take part in that rumour, but I will say that is a country where it's prolific for paedophiles moving to. That's only a statement I'm going to make. I'm not going to say anything else. But if I was up to no good, that's where I'd move.
Yeah, if you were a nonce, you'd probably go there somewhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you go. If Michael Jackson had a top 10 visiting location, Thailand would be on that.
Yeah. It would.
This isn't factual. It's just what I've been told. But he has brought a wife, and she has got a dick, and he's had to buy a baby as well. So that's only my personal opinion.
What a.
I don't.
He don't look right, does he? I'm not being funny.
Mr. Burns. It looks like Mr. Burns.
No, he looks like Thingy.
He looks like a dodgy teacher, doesn't he?
He looks like Thingy off what you call it? Despicable Me. He looks like
yeah, the fucking main donut.
Yeah, it weren't a bacon sandwich, that, guys.
What was it?
It was the Donna Summer Burger.
It was a what?
The Donna Summer Burger.
Oh, Donna Summer Burger. Oh, right, okay.
It's hot stuff, man.
Yeah. So shall I play the rest of this video then? And then
have you not heard about the Donna Summer Burger?
No.
Man, you might have had some burgers in your time, right? But the Donna Summer Burger has good melted Swiss cheese on it, yeah. Roasted mushrooms with caramelized onions, and I've heard it's hot stuff, and it's available at many outlets.
How much are they paying you to say that?
It's an inside joke. I'm actually trolling Richard Spencer.
Oh, right.
Because everybody's taking the piss out of him in America. After he released the Milo Yiannopoulos video where he's raging. Have you heard that audio, that Milo Yiannopoulos? Oh, man. Wait till you hear what Richard Spencer's got to say about his followers. And it just confirms everything we knew, that he was a narcissistic fucking white supremacist, right?
Yeah.
Milo's released it, and then everybody's turned on him, and that, the alt-right included. And now he's being caught. Well, for a long time, everybody's thought he was quite camp. So he did a podcast, and he was talking about his favourite food. And he said he's had some burgers in his time, but the best burger of all has good melted Swiss cheese, roasted mushrooms, and caramelized onions. And he says, and that is some hot stuff. But the way he says it is like super camp.
Yeah.
And it's just become a meme. I'm surprised you've not seen it. It's a meme,
I haven't.
right? So last night when
I don't trust him, mate. I think he's a plant.
Oh yeah. So when I did my show last night, I was trolling him. But if you remember, Donna Summer brought out the song "They're gonna hot stuff, baby, this evening." So I'm calling it the Donna Summer Burger. So we're just gonna push that meme. I'm sorry, guys, I had to meme bomb you there, but Shell in the chat knows exactly what I'm talking about. So
feel free to drop any meme you have to Street, and he'll put it up. But Street, are you still there?
Yeah, still here, mate. Yeah.
Can we bring this goddamn scummery video up?
Yeah, it's ready to go now.
It's just one that I found, one of many. Right.
Oh, have you got another video?
I have, but just play that one for now.
Oh, play that one. Okay, that's going to be playing on YouTube.
Right. I'm gonna go, boys. I'm gonna have some grub. I ain't eaten yet. Just got back.
Okay, mate.
Cheers for having me on and that. Nice one. Appreciate it. And I'll jump in the comments later and shit. So yeah. All right. Take care. See you later.
Stay lucky, mate.
What stuff? All right.
Right then, I'll play this video from where we left off then. Playing now.
Hey, we get no more pictures, no more pictures, no more pictures, no more shaking hands, no more pictures, no more pictures, no more pictures, and no more pictures. You I'm stood here at this present moment, waiting for me that's supposed to come. You've went to a pal of mine's place, yeah. The Mr. Dunn. Boys, I am not messing. I am telling you straight, I'm coming straight for you. I promise you this. This is a Winchester 47, carries 25 rounds. Exactly. Carries 25 rounds live. And I promise you I'm putting each one of you, yeah? I'll put 2 in each one.
Alright, everybody knows who this is. This is going out to Jared, Martin and Armagh. A bit of an argument happened there last night in the hotel in Katy. I wasn't there. Nothing got to do with me. Personally, never had a problem with she. But we're down here this morning making statements, trying to get people locked up. But what happened to you, Martin, you're struck with your own fault. You're talking about sending blokes to houses. You can send who you want to whatever house you want, no problem. But I promise you one thing. The very minute you do, you'll have meat to deal with for the whole summer. Know all the long nights coming in when I'm full of drink and full of drugs. I'll be at your door every weekend torturing you, I promise you that. Now take my advice and give it a bit of heed. Stop what you're doing. Come here. And there's more of them there. Look in there. There's loads more of them there if you want them. Now take my advice to stop when you're able to stop. Or I promise you I'll dog you for the whole summer. Knock it off.
Please save them, please. Don't let them. Please. Oh my God, that could be my... Oh, Jesus. Oh, my Jesus.
Control, we need more units. We need more control. We need more units.
I think that'll probably do there, Street. We get the message here.
Okay, mate, Dylan.
Let me know when you pause it.
Yeah, it's the pause now, mate. It's off.
Yeah, people saying, what's the point to this? Now, obviously, that video, I downloaded that one. I expected it to have more than confronting each other and just using Snapchat like they usually do, but I didn't. But the point to it is to highlight how often it's happening. You can't say, what's the point to this? We are blamed every day for so-called hate crimes and what have you. And the fact is, if we want to find actual real-life crimes going on, real-life nasty crimes, we can find them. We can find them in umpteen amounts. It's not a secret. We can put these out. But finding these so-called hate crimes from us, the best you'll have for us is a few comments that anyone could have made on Facebook. Not people smashing each other to pieces, stabbing each other, shooting each other. None of that. So the point of it is, obviously, we should each be advertising the conflict of truth here. If someone says to you, the right, say no, gang violence, gang violence, gang violence. Stop having it. Here it is in front of you. Like I said, we want to set up a channel called UK Street Crime and just putting it on blast to the point where, okay, you want to give us this bullshit and talk about these so-called hate crimes. Here's a channel for you. Here's an archive. Contest that. Defend that.
Here's another thing as well. What's the point of this is, have you seen this in any of the media? Because if someone puts a nasty word on Twitter and it comes from anyone on the right, do you see that broadcast everywhere on the?
These are your schools. Yes, these are your kids' schools. They're seeing this on their Snapchats, and their little cult hero is the guy that just stabbed someone. They're all talking about it in the classrooms.
Yeah,
that affects you.
Hi, Phil. You all right?
Hello, Phil.
Yeah, right.
How's it going, my friend? All right?
I'm okay. Yeah. Yeah, what are you talking about then? In regards to gang violence, yeah, is that what you're talking about?
Basically, we're talking about the drill scene and how young men are using Snapchat to make a pop soap opera out of serious gang crime.
Yeah, they sort of create it for effect as well. Like, what does my head in is that it's like where I live in Staffordshire, and it's actually quite nice around here. And there's a lot of people, they sort of make it up. It's like, oh yeah, I'm from the hood. It's like, no, you're not. You're not from the hood. You actually live in quite a nice area, and if you just got your shit together, you do okay. That's the same with these gangs in London. It's like, oh, we live in the ends. We're fucking. It's like, well, if you just worked there and applied yourself, you'd actually be doing okay. You actually live in a good country, really. You don't need to.
Well, they kill each other over postcodes. They don't own property in. They're council houses, and they kill each other over postcodes.
Yeah, but the problem is that white people do that. Like, if you go to white people live in council houses and they don't engage in the same sort of bullshit, do they? You know what I mean?
Well, I'm actually not so much addressing the non-white community as much as the way that this is affecting our youth and the gang community in general. I will obviously be able to grow on that and say that the de-whitening process is emphasised with the rap industry and with this sort of gang industry. It's obvious, but as far as this community goes, this community doesn't really, it's not particularly racist. If you're a gangbanger, you're a gangbanger as far as I can see.
Yeah, it's silly bollocks. It doesn't provide anything constructive towards society either. It's just,
well,
this is why I don't believe in like
this.
Yeah, it's cancer, yeah.
This myth that the white man's oppression, the black people or the immigrants in the UK, it debunks it, because I made a statement before and I got a lot of shit for it. Black people hate black people more than white people hate black people, and you don't hear any complaints about this. Now that's a true statement, and all you have to see is look at any of the crime that happens, and I don't see white people chopping up and stabbing white people a lot. I see every video and everything you see on the dark web is black on black crime. Now if you used to say that this is because of the white oppression, show me where, and I will show you 1,000 different videos of black on black oppression.
They're not even oppressed either. They're not even oppressed either. That's what does me head. It's like they say, "Oh, we're oppressed." It's like, you live in England. If you compare your fucking life to fucking Africa or Indians, those people are fucking oppressed. You're not fucking oppressed.
No.
You live in fucking England with a NHS and a legal system and a fucking welfare state. You're not fucking oppressed. The reason why you're at the bottom is because you're a fucking loser. That's why. It's
self-oppression. I've said it a lot. It's self-oppression.
Yeah. We've got an well, admittedly, that the system does sort of keep people down, like, but you know, you got to fucking pull yourself up, ain't you? Sort your shit out. That's what it comes down to.
It definitely isn't a state thing. It's if you can fight over something that isn't even yours, then your mentality has got to be lower than you can get, because if you was fighting over something that belonged to you, if you was having a tax in your street and you owned your house there and you owned your car and you owned all this, but these gang fights are fighting over shit they don't even own. So that to me, it just says what their mental state is. You're fighting and you're stabbing and killing people over something you don't own a damn a penny. You don't own nothing. Just because you live in there does not mean you own it. So your mentality is, I don't own this, say this car, but I'm going to kill you for it because of what? Finish the question. You're fighting over it and stabbing people because if you live in a different postcode, but you don't own anything there. What are you fighting for? What the hell are you fighting for?
They've got nothing to do. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's they've actually got fuck all do in their everyday life, and because they've got nothing to do, they just create this fucking drama to keep them entertained. Because if they had to address the sad reality is that they're going to achieve absolutely fuck all in their entire boring fucking life. So they have to create this fucking drama that sort of keeps them entertained. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, I'm a gangster. It's like, yeah, of course you're a gangster.
Some of them are willing to go to prison for a long time. Can we go to... Because I need to really emphasise to feel why this is so important and why it's worse than people think. Because I've been looking into it quite a lot. And what I've found is people of all ages treating it, love hearts and that being used, and real nasty shit being played down and babied on Snapchat as if it's okay. And there are kids now showing guns and stuff and doing stuff in broad daylight in front of kids. Could you go back to Twitter and we'll play a couple. Now, there's a guy called AC, for instance, right? He's called African Child. He must be in his late 30s, and all he does is start beefs with people on Instagram. And people will sit there watching him talking about how hard he is. And eventually they'll catch each other slacking, they call it. And someone will get hurt and what have you. And it's basically this whole live streams fad behind this community, as it were, this violence community. So I was watching what I said earlier. I said I was watching one guy the other day. Since a video was uploaded yesterday morning, he's now doing 10 years in prison. So this 18-odd-year-old kid is now doing 10 years in prison. So they think it's all the game, and then they just go and do their time as if it's nothing. What is going on here? We have to be addressing.
Yeah, why are you going jail? Why are you going jail just so you can look hard? That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, because there's no reason. If you was saying, I'm in prison for, well, basically, I had this gang and they were intimidating my family. My house is being, they're attacking my house. Blah blah blah. It's my property. I have to defend it. Shake your hand, mate. Oh, what you in prison for? Well, what it is, there's a rival gang in another street and I stabbed him. All right, okay, what for? Well, he walked on my road. What, your road, as in your road? He goes, no, just in the street, but on the wrong side. You fucking melt.
Yeah. It's like he called me, he said some nasty things on the internet. Yeah. So, well, fuck him. Just ignore it. Yeah. Stop being a pussy.
Yeah.
Stop being a pussy. Just ignore it. Don't kill him and go to prison, you fucking weirdo. What the fuck?
These people end up killing each other. What I've noticed is, when I was watching it for hours and hours, I noticed each of them are basically looking for beefs. They're looking for their beef so that they can have their limelight and everyone can tune in and watch them beef it out, and then someone will get caught slacking. And, we need to basically throw this into the limelight, this entire culture, I think.
just silly bollocks. It's shit I used to do when I was 10 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they weren't shooting each other, Phil. That's the problem. These kids are shooting each other. That's why we do that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're shooting each other. It's fucking stupid. It's like Steve's. You know, they shouldn't be doing this bollocks. It's just a toxic culture. It's a toxic culture that's been perpetuated. Just I don't know what the fuck's going on. But at the end of the day, I don't know how you can stop it. At the end of the day, the only way you can stop it is by banning that culture. But then they'll have you done for being a racist or some shit like that.
Someone's
Anyone that turns around and says it's racist for me to say ban drill music or ban rap music, then you are then suggesting that it's racist for me to want to better a society.
Yeah, but they'll say, how do you know it's better? It's like, because it fucking is. It's a shitty culture. That's shitty culture. If the music results in people shooting each other, that's shit music. Call me crazy, but if I went to a fucking party and they started playing some music and it made people stab each other, I'd say, I don't like this song. This song's a bit shit. I don't like what it's doing. You know what I mean?
Well, it's also funny.
Someone's just put in the chat. That's what happens when men are raised by just women. I'm not too sure it's just by women, but I think
it does. That doesn't help. Yeah.
It doesn't help. No, it doesn't help.
I think also what's to blame is that a lot of these boys and men, they haven't got shit to do. They haven't got like a way of sort of being involved in the hierarchy, and because like if you are proper part of the underclass, it's like, you know, we see these people at Speaker's Corner and stuff, and a lot of them are the underclass. They've got no way of getting a trade, no way of bettering themselves. So the only way that they can better themselves is by being a part of this stupid fucking grime, or what the fuck it is, hierarchy, where they can sort of just create beef and stuff. So we need to give them a way to make them part of the fucking hierarchy. I don't know.
But to do that, it's the first thing you have to look into is the fact that it all starts from the top. The Marxism aspect comes into it. The idea of they want society to be ruined, and until the people that are being used to help change society can accept they're part of the plan, we can never address it. Until you turn around and admit, okay, I'm being conned here as well. The rap industry is being put in place to bring down my community. I need to now accept that the patriots have got a point. We need to work together. Get rid of rap. Get rid of this. Clean up our communities. That's what needs to work. But we can't ever do that until we all accept, yes, we're all getting conned. And you have to accept our nationalism and our rights to live in this country before you can accept what we're saying. And then we can work together. So there's the whole thing, our plan of saying, our notion of saying we're deliberately being replaced, that's part of the plan. So unless they can accept that we're right, we can't fix it.
Yeah, and the thing is that it isn't just Marxists as well. You know, it is internationalist capitalists. They look at these communities and they think, right, we'll keep them deliberately lower so that they can replace the working class, the native working class. So if we ever step out of line, they can say, oh, well, don't worry about it. We've got these people with a shitty culture. We can just give them into the shitty jobs that we don't want. So we'll keep them down. We don't want to improve them.
Moaning about the Polish, and now, you know, thank God, Jesus. I remember people moaning about Polish immigration. Good God, we miss you. We miss you, Poles. We miss you desperately.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, we don't even try and improve our own people. This is a problem with liberalism. They don't try and improve anyone. They just say, do whatever you feel like, provided you don't hurt anyone. It's like they're shooting people. Well, that's allowed. What? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but
the
majority of the people aren't doing this. So these minorities, don't worry about it. It's not coming to a neighbourhood near you. It fucking is.
Oh, yes, it
fucking
is.
Yeah, but that's what they'll say. Yeah, but this minority, you know, we've got to stick together because these are just fringe groups. No, they're not. These are taking over towns and cities. You can't tell me this ain't happening across the UK, because it is. And if all these people that live in these sleepy little countrysides and don't venture out, I've said this before. What they should do is all these liberals that think that this country isn't turning into ghettos by forced immigration and people with no brains. Get a coach load of them, all these Labour voters and all these UKIP voters and all this stuff. Get a coach load, take them to any inner city, drop them off and say, right, stay there for an hour and I'll meet you back at the train station. See what fucking happens to you. 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, but yeah, and better yet, have them dress as a roadman. Have them dress in gang stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and just stand there,
See what
right,
happens
and
to you.
watch. Yeah. And that dreaded question will come up because it only comes up if you look like you're part of that culture, that gang culture. So that's when the question comes up, where are you from? And then the person knows. Now, when I watch people get confronted with that question, you see the fear in their eyes. They know that that's not just a simple question. Someone could be about to use an excuse to get a point, they call it, to shoot or stab someone as a point against the enemy gang. So when someone says, where are you from? You better answer them correctly because you never know how serious the person is that's asking you.
Somebody did it. I can't find the video now, but I'm sure everyone knows about it. They did a social experiment, and what they did is they said there was no such thing as a no-go area. It was when Donald Trump said it, and he was saying there's some parts in London, Leeds, and he mentioned a couple of other people. Steve Clark, who's that? Steve Clark.
Steve Clark.
Do we know Steve Clark?
I know the name.
Shall I let him on?
Hang on, no. Is he the one that goes on the other part? I think I spoke to him. I can't remember. Phil, who's Steve Clark? Have you spoke to him?
Steve Clark?
Is he the one that goes on Reels?
I'm not too sure. So anyway, they did this example. And what they did is they were walking through this allegedly no-go zone with beer. All right? Drinking.
Let Steve on. Let Steve on. Sorry, let Steve on when he gets a chance. And if are you able to kick him off if he's no good? If he's not the person I think it is?
Yeah, I'm ready now before someone palm bombs it or something.
Steve, speak. I see if you're the person I think you are.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Yeah, I think I think we've spoken before, you and I, haven't we?
Yeah, on Reels, yeah.
Oh, Steve, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, sorry, mate.
So what happened was this no-go zone, which they said didn't exist. So they went down there, and it was a Sharia zone, and they were drinking. And there was a gang of 5 people, and I'd say it was a gang because there was more of them in the background. They literally forced them out of this area because they said, you can't drink alcohol in these streets. You're not allowed to be here. And I'm like, well, that is what we need to worry about. So what I think we should do is, no matter what they dress like, put them into these areas and go, there you go. Fend for yourself. Because one thing that they will miss, so I could take you to an area now, right, where no one speaks English at all. So you go there, I can drop you off in this estate, and these are the things I'll ask you to do. Go and buy something, go and sit down in a restaurant and go and have something to eat, and see how far you get before you're either turfed out or you're that intimidated that you walk out. Because I can take you to loads of these places. So unless these people that vote Labour and think that this doesn't happen, till they see it, they're never going to change their mind. So dump them in these areas and go, right, there you go.
And the major cities as well, aren't they? Like Bolton, Bradford. We're actually losing cities, aren't we?
Yeah. And to be honest, and until they see this, they're never going to believe it. So get these coach loads, dump them in an area and go, right, I want you to now go into that shop, go and buy something or try to buy something and do whatever you want. And I'll tell you what, they're fucking...
I think that brainwashed, though, I think they'll still find an excuse. It's like them people who got sadly killed with that, what is it, a rehabilitation centre for a fucking terrorist?
Yeah.
And his dad came out and said the things that they said. Some people I don't think we can actually save, to be honest with you.
He got paid for saying that.
Do you think so, yeah?
He got paid for saying that. You just lost your son and you realised he was... Okay, let's put it in perspective. Anybody, right? Doesn't matter who it is. Your son... His killer had just been released early. He was known to the police for murders before or attempted murders before. He comes on the street and he kills. Are you really going to say, oh, it isn't, and let's not, don't use my son's death as a political tool? No, your son is a political tool, because if it wasn't for the political masses letting him out in the first place, he would still be alive, you dumb shit.
But are they that badly brainwashed, and are they that far deep into this political war that they actually will sacrifice their own people, right?
I hope not, but I have to say...
I'm not going to sit back and let these fuckers make decisions that could end up killing us.
No.
Because I see them as being as dangerous as the person with the knife, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Because they think they can rehabilitate these people. You can't. You can't rehabilitate these people. It's too deep, and it goes back too far, man. And these people are trying
about
to
extremism now?
Any form of... we're talking about the political people, the judicial system in a whole.
The far left, I guess, yeah.
See, he's the guy that...
If you're talking about... It depends. If you're talking about from a religious standpoint, we cannot enter an equal playing field because we can't do it. There's with any monotheism, there is never a complete agreement because someone's always wrong. So if you genuinely believe you're getting an afterlife, there is no amount of human bullshit that you can hear that's going to change that. That's what you want. If you're a leftist, then in reality, what's happened is, for most leftists, you grew up one of those people which is the sort of person that hangs about on Camden Bridge, a weirdo sort of goth type person that had problems in society. And communism is that thing that you've latched onto, which says, I can now fight the Chad. Socialism is that thing you can latch on that says it's okay to condemn the people you're jealous of. And all the lefties, their entire ethos is built off the hatred of the people they wish they could be. It's nothing to do with Marxism, nothing to do with communism. You will never change their mindset because it's built off jealousy.
But they have aligned themselves with an ideology that truly hates them, right? It's just lying to them.
Yeah.
It's like people like Owen Jones defending Islam. Like, this guy is off his head.
He'd be the one that would be dead first.
Yeah, they throw him off a roof within the first half hour.
Yeah, they will. But the thing what Steve was on about is, did you hear the dad of one of the persons murdered on the bridge come out and said, this hasn't got to do with this ideology, this hasn't got to do with, I don't want you to be using my son's name for political reasons. And now, for me personally, this is a pure leftist that has got this. That's been. I think he's been programmed just as much as these fanatics. The problem is, you can, even if you take the religion aspect out of it, even if you take whatever, it's still a political thing because the political people let his son out in the first place. He's killed it out in the first place to let them do this. So he's either very stupid, or he's been paid to say this. Because
his politics means more to him than his own son.
Yeah.
And that's
politics,
the thing.
It's religion, isn't it? Ultimately, it's
to the leftists. Yeah, I think it is almost a religion for them.
Yeah, it's like a cult into it.
Yeah.
Are we talking about this? We're talking about the victim.
Yeah, not the killer.
No, we're on about the victim that died, and he said, I don't want Boris Johnson using this as a political tool to be against whatever. God. This is what Steve's on about.
And he used it as a political tool for his own
Well,
dad.
what about that absolute...
And then he said he shouldn't be using it to force people back to prison, and he shouldn't be using it for longer sentences. This is what this guy said. And his son or his daughter, I think it was his son, he's dead. And this is what he actually said. I don't want Boris Johnson using my son as a political tool to say that longer sentences need to be had and retract people that are on early license to be back in. He's actually come out in defence of the killer.
Yeah.
The man's nuts. So he's either paid, or like Steve said, he's been used as or he's using it as a. He sees the leftist narrative more worthy than his own flesh and blood.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at Dan Hare. His brother was blown up in, I think it was his brother, in the Manchester bombing, and he's a far left activist that gives speeches for racism and goes to protests, memorials for the Manchester bombing. You know, when I say memorials, our ones, if they're conservative or righty ones. So these people, their narcissism runs so deep, it's intense. The disrespect to his own flesh and blood there by making excuses, there's no excuse I can make for him anyway.
But they want us to die for the sake of integration and multiculturalism. But when the fact of the matter is, I'm not going to die for something that I know full too well the other side don't want, and I know full too well it doesn't work. They don't want multiculturalism. No, they want to dominate. That's what's happening. And they want us to stand around and just wait to be the next person on the street to be stabbed or God knows what.
Yeah. It's
well,
true.
I'm just glad I haven't
It's
got a
true,
partner,
mate.
to be honest. I'm glad I haven't got kids.
I'm glad my kids are older, and I think I'm in this sort of thing, so I see things before most people do. Within these movements, you know, for the last 5 years, I've been involved in one way or another. I think I can see this stuff happening before the masses. Where our eyes are opened years before anyone else's are. So I can see the signs quicker. I've explained to Vinnie that my daughter was nearly a victim of grooming. And it was, and I'm not going to go too, actually I'm not bothered about it. Some guy basically contacted her through a friend, and he wanted to come to meet her. I found out this happened, and I says, well, how do you know? What's his name? She gave him his name. I says, well, where have you met him? She goes, I haven't met him yet. He's from this other area. I says, and as soon as it twigged, I says, no chance. And I actually had him texting my daughter saying, my mum says that I can see you, and because my mum said I can, it's got nothing to do with your dad or parents. I'll come and get you and bring you home. And this is what he said. So I basically said to him, I will meet you at the train station. And he says, well, I'll bring my family, because my mum said I'm allowed to see her, and it's got nothing to do with you. She's made her mind up, and my mum has made her mind up, so I'll be coming. I said, like I said, I will see you at the train station. And I waited there 2 hours, and he didn't turn up. Yeah. Now, this is the problem. This theory in their head that their parents are God, and whatever their parents say they can do, is translated in the fact that I've told them that it isn't, and they're trying to push their sort of laws onto me. No fucking chance, man.
But also, let's be, they're telling us about equality and all. Yeah, everyone, let's be very PC about everything. We have massive communities in this country that look at us with hatred.
Pure hatred.
They exactly, and that's why we end up with people like those girls. I think they're from Norway or Sweden. And they went hitchhiking around Iraq, and they ended up getting killed because the fucking media is going to try to persuade us and brainwash us to the point where we think, oh no, everyone over here is great, they're all lovely. Well, that's not the reality we actually live in, is it?
No. But the reality that you see, Steve, and I don't know if that's your real name, I'm just going to call it that because it's on it. The thing is though, your eyes have seen. Obviously you're speaking the way we do, so you're in the movement or whatever, so you see these years before. When you go to, if I was to speak to my father-in-law about this, he would not believe me. I could show him information and he would not believe me, because he would say they're isolated instances. I could show him 100 and he won't believe me. And I can say the same thing for other people. I say, look at this. They say, nah, but come on, that's just normal gang violence. No, it's not. This is in every fucking area. Just because you don't see it in the area we live, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is and where it's happening in this town now. They won't believe it because they feel that they're in this little... They feel it won't ever affect them. But unless they're open...
That's the thing. How many people are they willing to sacrifice to keep pushing their own experiment? An experiment that has failed. It's clearly failed. But how many people are they willing to sacrifice to keep pushing this fucking dead ideology? Because like the person's father, the guy who died, he's clearly come out and made it political. He's keeping on his path. So these people are basically, what they're trying to tell people is, you die in the name of inclusion. That's what they want you to do.
Yeah. See, there's another... But when we're talking about this grooming thing, there's a book I read, and I'll have to find it because I keep forgetting the name of it. And basically, there was a statement in the end of it, and she said she'd been groomed by 100% only from one demographic. Just make it politically correct, because it's not my channel. But she said she was only ever groomed by one demographic. She was only raped by one demographic. She was only, and the list can go on. But she said, this is not all of them, because I know of somebody that has been raped groomed by a said white person. So she's even in denial herself.
Or she's been directed to say those things.
Or she's been directed to say it, and this is the problem. These people are afraid to even say it, even after all. Let's say she's come out and she said anything. Even she is either still deluded in the fact of why it was done, or, like you said, she's been got to and she's been told what to say. But even the fear of this happening, she still said it. And if I can remember this book, it's interesting.
It's not easy meat, is it?
No, it's not easy meat. No. But if anyone hasn't read Easy Meat, it's on Amazon and. Alex.
Sorry to interrupt. Just an interesting video of on Antifa Public Watch Instagram.
I think I brought the book
of Extinction Rebellion, all laying in pink, blocking the roads of Heathrow Airport. So anyone that was hoping to get out there on a plane today, that's been foiled. They would have probably cost thousands and thousands of pounds worth of damage doing that. What does it take to be an Extinction Rebellion member? Is that some sort of special needs that we can't imagine?
Yeah, they seem to be the sheep of all sheep, don't they? They really are on another level. Yeah,
they really do.
When you ask, well, I've seen them being asked questions and stuff. They don't even have any answers.
I spoke to them, right? I've questioned them on and off camera, and it's always the same claptrap. They just tell you what they're about, and I know all that. What next? It's just drivel. It's just there to charge people money for environmental issues and push leftist agenda and hide Brexit and push leftism and break down capitalism and democracy and use basically.
It's to control the people. It's to control the people, not the climate.
Yeah, it's just another clown world. That's all it is. Another version of clown world.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think there's certain kinds of people that I don't know. I think that is. I just think they like being that kind of person. I don't know what's wrong with them.
This book is called "I Never Gave My Consent."
Okay.
Now, if obviously it's available everywhere. Now, do you read a lot of books, Steve?
I don't, mate, no.
Because I want somebody, or get the audio book and listen to it at work. Now, one thing concerns me about this book, right? Now, I'm hoping someone else has read it in the chat, and if they haven't, go and read it. And I'm going to make one statement. The girl glorifies the act of rape. She glorifies what she's doing. Now, that sounds really bad. Because it's about this girl that never gave my consent. It's against Holly Archer, her name is, and it's I Never Gave My Consent, and it's about grooming gangs in Telford and Midlands, right? Now, she glorifies parts of this book. Now, it's a bit concerning of the way it's been written, but what I would suggest is read it all, and next time we're live, we'll talk about it if anyone's read it, because it's a scary book in the sense that she almost go and read it or do it and then have a look, because I think she glorifies parts of it. She and I tell you why she glorifies it. In parts of this book that she's being groomed out to all these people, she references the size of their manhood. She goes, "Oh, I don't mind being it with this guy because he's small, so it didn't whatever. But I didn't like it with this said person because he was big and it hurt." Why would you need to say that?
Yeah, you don't.
Why do you need to say that in this book? You don't. And then it goes on these lines. Now, why are you saying that? So, and then also the main two characters, she refuses to name, even to this day. Why? She's talking about the fact that she didn't mind meeting this Chinese guy because he was small in it and didn't do anything, but she didn't like going with the other because he was large. Why would you need to mention that? Come on. And if you don't believe me, go and read the book, and that's referenced in there. And she doesn't do it once, she mentions it a lot of the time. She references each person she slept with on the sides of their manhood. Why? Can you tell me? Go and read the book. It's fucking frightening.
Sounds like she's been got to by certain people.
And then she refuses to name the two people, the main people that they call Mr. H and Mr. something. She refuses to name even to this day. Crazy.
I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't connect it to the religion and all these kind of things, but there is definitely something there where they have justified their actions through, oh, this person is not one of us, so we can basically do whatever we like, right?
Steve, that guy that went to meet my daughter justified what he was doing because his mom said it was okay.
Okay.
That says it all there, doesn't it?
Mm.
Regardless what I said, he said, I'll find the text messages and send them to Vinnie, and he was basically saying, no. He said, my mom said I can, so you can't do anything because my mom has said that I can meet her, and because of that, you can't do anything. Like I said, I'll meet you at the train station. So this is indoctrinated in their head.
And that's why I think their ideology is so dangerous, because of the whole right-hand possessors thing. It is so open to abuse and God knows what, all interpretation, that it has led to this, and they can't get away from it. And I know I talk about the ideology a lot, but they have justified these actions, and the community's hid it, and they've not come out and said anything about it. They've protested more about what's going on in schools today than they've ever said about the thousands of girls that have been groomed.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you live with a community like that? I don't know.
It's like I said, it's alien to us because the thing is, you got to remember that these things are indoctrinated in their head from a very early age. They are forced to go to prayer every single day. They are forced to listen every single day, and it gets to the point where you start believing this shit. And it's a form of hypnosis, I call it. Your mind is altered to a point that you don't know what's real and what ain't, because the guy that's telling you, if you don't listen to it, you get whipped or whatever. Honestly, it's indoctrinated.
Yeah, it's weird you said that, because I was about to say that. I grew up in an area, right, where I was the minority. So I grew up in an area that was mainly Pakistanis.
And me.
Yeah, and I always remember the stories. Oh, if you don't read or you talk or something like that, you're gonna get a smack. I always remember that, the stories of how it's basically beat into you.
Yeah, it is. And people don't realise it.
But I think that comes back to that culture, though, doesn't it? Because that culture is so far removed from us. And then you add in the religion. So you've got a culture that is on another level. Then you've got a religion that's on another level. You put them both together, and basically what you've got is just another world of fucked upness.
And it's a world that we'll never understand either, because we can see through things, whereas when you're going there from like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's almost going to another school. So you learn the normal curriculum, and then you go to another place of worship. I'm just being politically correct, and then you're being told that may be not true, and so you're confused as you grow up already.
And from a young age, that group is also taught that us, who are not a part of that group, are less than them.
Yeah.
Which breeds even more badness.
Yeah, it's definitely fucking weird, man. Ugh. Oh, man. Wait, is Vinnie still there, or is he bowed out?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'd like you to, when I bugger off for a moment, I'd like you to play something for me, Street.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's off my channel, so no one's going to strike you. But I'd like us to replay while there's a few people in here. Actually, no, don't. It'll bore people. It was the video of me talking about what happened at Seven Oaks. But I'll just remind everyone that we lost some people to prison recently, and there's going to be more coming up on it. So I don't like how no one's really spoken about it on the right, if I'm honest. I feel like they've been a little bit let down. So we'll think of something clever.
Yeah, okay.
We won't bore people, but we'll think of something.
If you want to listen, if you want to hear it, people in the chat, just put one in there if you want it, and then we'll play it if you want. If not,
I don't know what Seven Oaks is. What is that?
Just go play the video straight. It'll just be easier because it summarises everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, hang on, and I'll do it now. Basically,
but first I'm going to drop off because I'm going to go create a channel, and I might join you again in 20 minutes. Just got to create something.
Okay.
Right. But I'll be watching you.
Okay. Basically, Seven Oaks was where Vinnie and his team got ambushed by.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that before. Yeah.
By Antifa.
Yeah.
Even though they were in self-defense, they've actually been 3 people have been sent down.
3 people went to jail.
Yeah, for self-defense.
Jesus Christ.
One for 12 months, one for 18 months.
You know the whole thing with Anna Subra? I'm still confused about that. Is it actually a criminal offence to call someone a Nazi?
No, it wasn't the fact he was calling her a Nazi. It was she said she felt intimidated because of the way he behaved. Because of the way he came up to her and wouldn't let her go. She felt threatened and intimidated. So intimidation is a criminal offence.
Oh, okay. But intimidation is so subjective, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But that's basically how they did it.
Yeah. But she's got off with that a bit, because someone in public questioned her, and that person ended up with a criminal record.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't going to do anything. He wasn't going to touch her, was he? For fuck's sake.
No. He didn't even. He was just trying to get an interview.
Yeah. And I think she's got away with that a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just trying to find this video, and then we'll quickly watch it. It's like all this milkshaking stuff. I'm sure if someone threw a milkshake over me, I'm going to slap him.
Yeah, of course.
And it's almost now they've opened the floodgate. Well, unless it's Corbyn, mind you, because he was allowed, wasn't he? He was allowed to have some to throw that stuff on him. Right, I'm just going to play this. It's only on for 4 minutes, so it'll be playing on YouTube.
Okay.
And then you can have a quick listen to it. But it is quite interesting. I'll play it now.
This video is a somber one. This video is discussing something which has recently plagued the Proud Boys in America. This video is discussing the loss of good people to bad motives. 4 people are now facing over a year's worth of incarceration for having defended themselves at the Battle of Seven Oaks. A while ago, a fight erupted in a car park in Seven Oaks where up to 40 Antifa turned up with balaclavas and weapons, ballistic gloves, stab-proof vests, and children. A few of us that were there in suits, which had come to attend a conference and learn more about the said organisation, attempted to confront them at the point in which they were clearly intending to hurt us. There was no police around, no one was going to save the women and the more feeble among us, and it's clear what their intentions were. They were suited for war, they were kitted out for war. So we had an interaction with them, which in some stages may have been seen to have been out of hand, but in the middle of the day, on a car park for Marks and Spencer's, you don't often expect to see some sort of political turf war going on. But we were there dressed adequately, some in suits, most in suit attire. And this mob turns up. Now, answer me this. Most of my life, I would have thought that if a mob of 40 people turned up, you'd think, wow, the IRA, you know, terrorists, the police would come and deal with them. The police turned up as if they knew exactly who they were. Move along, move along, move along. If I was a policeman with no knowledge of what they are, I think, Jesus, bank robbers, it could be anything. Armed police, get the armed police. But for some reason, Antifa can just turn up armed to the teeth with balaclavas and whatever they like. We have now lost good people, and they will not be forgotten, and they will not be left behind a long time. Seb has been given a long time. A lady who's asked not to be named has been given a long time. And an Irish chap who was there offering his assistance against an outnumbered onslaught, attempted onslaught, failed onslaught, he is now serving a long time as well. I am not naming their time. I am not naming all of them for the respect of them and their families, because it's still freshly hitting some people. And if you were to see the event, you'd see that it certainly does not warrant what we're getting today. And this is my message to them, that we are with you. And to those that were a part of our organisation, we miss you and will miss you deeply until you're back with us, and you will not be forgotten. The Antifa that turned up in terrorist fashion, they are said to be in court in January. It's a bit disheartening what's gone on. It's even worse than what happened to the Proud Boys, and I deeply sympathise with what's happened to the Proud Boys. And I hope that there can be some sort of discussion between the appropriate parties to discuss how we can move forward with the victimisation of good people and good patriots, because these people were driven underground for over a year, and now they'll lose another year of their life entirely, work, families, and then when they come out they have to rebuild from scratch. They're getting rid of not just patriots but human beings. So to the powers that be, to everyone that wishes to crush us, I wish you luck. To everyone that was with us that day, I am once more with you. Anyone that I've fallen out with in that time, I am once more with you, with a couple of exceptions. And one overlaying final message that I will leave to the powers that be that are making things so difficult for what should be an easy job, stating facts. I have one message for you, and it's already been echoed in history. You do your worst, because we will do our best.
Okay, so what I'll try and do is find a video of the Seven Oaks itself, of what happened there, because then you'll see what actually happened. I believe it's on this page, so let me just find it. Let me see if I can find it. If it's on this channel, I'll play it. If not, I'll see if you can send it me, and then I'll play it. You still there, Steve?
I am, mate. Yeah.
Ah, cool. So I'm gonna find this video and then. Yeah, so they were all in suits, they were all in, okay, so I've got it here, so let me just copy this a minute.
Yeah, Antifa talk a lot about the establishment, but they sure do get a lot of protection. They can just go around attacking people and so on and such forth, and they seem to always get away with it.
Yeah, it's dodgy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very strange indeed.
Okay, so I'm going to play Seven Oaks it's on quite long, so I don't know if people want to watch this. But the overview is that they went to a conference meeting, I believe, and it was called off. So they were walking back around, and Antifa all in masks, ballistic gloves, and all this other stuff, mainly for intimidation. And then obviously a fight broke out at different parts of this car park. Vinnie was hit with like a sharp implement. It's like a ballistic. It's like a tool which has got like maybe have a torch on there and stuff. And basically, it took a chunk out of his head. And the people that were sort of defending each other actually went into prison. I won't play. Actually, what I'll do, I'll play it. But we're playing in the background on YouTube, so you don't really need the sound. So I can keep it running so you can watch it. It's playing now on there, and if anyone's on YouTube and that, you better see it. But yeah, the situation is these people have got sent to prison for nothing more of self-defense, which it's exactly what it was, self-defense.
I know Antifa right now get away with a lot of stuff, but can you honestly imagine what it would be like if Jeremy Corbyn gets into power? It'd be like his fucking right arm or something.
Yeah, I've said the same thing. If people are this crazy to believe that in some way that this is going to stop when this happens, they're deluded, mate. They're absolutely deluded. I mean, if you just watch the video, I mean, some people ain't wearing anything like that. There's a guy with a baseball cap with a blue rucksack saying Nazis and Antifa, not Antifa, and racists are over that side, and they're just being pushed around. Some of them they've got masks on, they've got the stuff, and basically it all kicks off.
Mm.
But it's self-defense. It's self-defense. That's all they were doing. No, put it this way: you've got one group of people that turn up in shirts, t-shirts, and ties and stuff, and then you get the other side turning up with masks, ballistic gloves, body armor, helmets. I mean, what you tell me which one's the aggressor? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's obvious who's come looking for trouble.
Yeah. You know, and it's man, it's frightening. They were outnumbered by at least 3-1. It was crazy.
Yeah, but why does anyone need to go to jail for this? That's what I don't understand. It's like, yeah, two groups of people had a disagreement, and they're clearly throwing punches behind people's backs. So I don't understand this.
To be honest, mate, I don't either. I've seen worse on a night out, and I've seen worse violence and fights in lots of areas, and not one of them has ever been prosecuted. But you know the worst thing is, they turn up all like this, right? They get their ass handed to them, and they run to the police which they hate. It's like it's like the bully finally gets beat up and then goes to the police.
They want to live in both worlds, don't they? They're living on both sides. They're just fucking idiots.
Actually, that's a good way of saying that. Actually, yeah, they do. They want to be on both sides.
Yeah,
you know.
And they're the worst kind of people.
Do you know?
It's like someone who's growing drugs, right? Someone comes around to rob them, and then they ring the police. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
like, you're committing a crime, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But there's people do exist, unfortunately.
Yeah, they do. And it's, they're all masked up, ballys on. Some of them have got body armor. They've got gloves with like knuckle dusters built in, like ballistic stuff. It's like, why would you turn up there like that if it was nothing? And then what? And then when you get your house handed to you, then you go to the police. It's like, you fucking faggot.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think what happened with Danny Tomo might be a changing of the times, though? Do you think the political system might be turning away from him with Boris?
Do you know, I've seen it turning for a while, in a sense that there's been instances where, what's it? If you look at some of the rallies that I've been on, and I've been to quite a few. So if you look at some of the demos for like the Tom Robinson and the forced adoption stuff, whenever we were in a group, Antifa could do whatever they wanted. They could turn up with sticks, bats, the lot, and nothing would happen. But the police like to get their camera moment of us being the aggressors for whatever reason.
Yeah.
What's happened is now, if you look at the recent ones in London, where the BBC, they've actually gone into Antifa and snatched certain members of theirs. So I think the tide's turning a bit anyway.
Yeah,
because it's got to the point where,
also.
Yeah, I think the anarchy side of it, where they can just come and go as they please without any reprisals. If you look at the last 2 demos where the police were actually dragging them down on the floor, I'm not sure I can play that. Not my video, so I can't play them, but they're on YouTube. And what's happening now is they're actually getting people arrested. They're getting people. You see this? Are you watching this? See the woman there?
Yeah.
That she's got her son with her. The funny thing about that is, at the time, she was ballied up and she was like, "Oh, look what you've done! Look what you've done to my son." She brought him along with Antifa, all masked up and all this stuff, and she's saying that the right have done something. It's absolutely ludicrous.
But I'm not seeing the incident where anyone deserves to go to jail with history. I'm not seeing it, mate.
No, me.
What on earth has people been sent to prison for?
Public order and assault.
Yeah, I know I understand it's political.
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I can't see it neither. I really don't. I honestly don't.
I've seen way worse than this. There's people coming out of a pub.
Yeah, I've seen. Everyone's seen worse, stuff than this. And yeah, like I said, they've gone to the police. They're on the left, and they've agreed with whatever they've said, basically. And it's absolutely shocking.
When the establishment see you as a problem, they'll do anything they can, can't they? To shut you up and all kinds of things.
Yep, 100%. But if I just play this back with sound a minute, because I just want to see this part where this mom's shouting. Hang on a minute. Let me just.
So she's Antifa, yeah?
She's Antifa as well, yeah.
Is that your child?
That's your child.
You bring your child to this. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Yes, your organisation attacks women. You should be ashamed of yourself.
See, this is a man of color.
Your mother is an idiot. An idiot.
Your mother is a fascist. You report to authorities. Absolute fucking fascist. How can you bring children to events like this? How can you bring children?
Yeah.
I won't come in and give much comment, but one thing I will say is there is one thing that someone probably deserved to go to prison for.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, stabbing me in the head. Stabbing you bloody in the military thing.
Is that actually on camera?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a still photo of him doing it. You can see he's not hitting me; he's stabbing me. He knows what weapon he's holding.
And they got away with that, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
If I can I'll put the photo up and I'll show you, because I think I've still got the photograph anyway.
How many times did you see me in that footage, right? All of them boys were there choreographed. Not all of them, but most of them were choreographed. Were friends of mine. No, if you watch again, you'll see me again and again and again. If you watch it, you'll see me in it multiple times. They didn't want me because I got stuck in the head and it would have been a bad optic.
Oh, right. I get it now.
If you watch that footage, you would have seen me again and again and again. I'm in a long, like Undertaker jacket.
Was you in the car?
Just trying to find this picture, and then I'll.
Why did she bring her son to a demonstration? I'm a bit confused about that.
She brought 2 of her kids, and the next day, he's in the biggest corner. But one thing I will say is. Right, anyway, I'm going to continue with this thing. Back shortly. Okay. Back shortly. There'll be much more on this, you lot, anyone watching this. We're going to really bring this to light because it's unfair. They've got a combined prison sentence of something like 4.5 years. It's ridiculous. Anyway, chat soon.
Okay, mate.
Oh, John Lawrence is in there, I think. If John Lawrence is in, give him an invite.
Yeah, it's the link's already in there. You can jump in.
All right, brilliant.
Right, I've got the picture now. So what I'll do, I'll show you I'll show you.
So basically, what they're trying to do is make an example of people, right?
Yeah.
By being completely overhanded.
Yeah.
Heavy-handed, sorry.
Let me just find this picture and I'll show you.
Yeah, that woman's fucking nuts.
Yeah, bringing the kids in and then blaming us because of what happened when they turned up tooled up anyway. It's like, are you fucking crazy?
Hell.
Right. So if I show you this picture now and then, oh bloody hell. I'll load it back up again and then you'll see this thing he had in his hand while he was doing it. Right, that's it. So right, if you have a look at the picture now, you'll see.
It's on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, it's on YouTube, yeah. I can't show it on here for some reason, don't let me do it.
I'm still seeing the video. I can't see a picture.
Yeah, we're about 10 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, you should see it now on YouTube. And you'll see that he's got like a ballistic
Yeah, I can
thing
see
in
that,
his hand. And he's got Vinnie in the back of the head with it.
Yeah.
Bad, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's attacked someone with a blunt object, yeah?
Yeah.
Did anyone see his face?
I believe
Does anyone
his face,
know who he is?
Yeah, I believe his face was seen. They know who he is.
Okay.
But look at the gloves. If you look at the gloves on the left-hand side, he's wearing them military gloves where they got Kevlar knuckles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no different than wearing a knuckle duster.
No, it's not. No.
And to use that weapon he's got in his hand, it looks like a sharp end of it, and it's like he's attacked him like a stabbing motion down on the back of his head.
So this is clearly the worst violence of that day, right?
Yeah, and no one's been prosecuted for that.
Jesus. So these other people have been done for what?
Exactly. I can't compute it myself, mate. I'll be honest with you. I can't.
This.
I just don't know. I just really don't know. Like I said, it's the narratives that they want to push.
See, I've heard about this before and I've looked it up. Well, there's never really been any footage, but this has made it all very much clearer. Yeah. And I can't. Yeah, I don't. Yes, fuck knows. They seem like they've turned up and kicked off, and people have defended themselves. And now what you're saying is, somehow in some bizarre world, people have found themselves in jail because of this. Now, the person with the object in his hand, yeah, he's dangerous if he's going around doing stuff like that.
Yeah. There is a picture of the cut. Now, it doesn't necessarily look as bad when you look at it. But what you've got to remember is it's gone to the bone on his head.
Yeah.
I've done it again. Hang on a minute. I'll put it up in a sec. It goes to the bone. So... and there's quite a lot of blood as well, to be honest. Okay, that's going to show in a second. Doesn't look as bad, but it's quite a deep cut. But either way, he's used a sharp or blunt instrument. He could have been like one of them things you smash your windows with, you know, like on the buses, and you get that end.
Yeah, glass hammer. Yeah, glass hammer.
It could be the end of one of them, but ultimately it's a weapon. I would say wearing them gloves is a weapon. So
yeah, it's definitely a blunt object.
So you know it's.
Right.
So again, you know, it's one rule for one for another. But the it's the intent as well, isn't it? it's the intent of, well, it is grievous bodily harm because it's gone down to his fucking head, but it's intent. So that's wounding with intent. What did you really think you were going to do using that to hit someone with?
That's why I can't stand about them Antifa dickheads. It's like this person's here fucking attacking people with objects, right? And does he actually really understand what he's doing? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah. And
they're fucking idiots, man. They really are fucking idiots.
But this is what you're fighting against. You're not just fighting against Antifa. You're fighting against the people behind
The
them.
establishment,
The
yeah.
establishment.
Yeah.
But
It's like when they talk about the Muslim Defense League. You're not just fighting the Muslim Defense League. You're fighting the fucking police.
Yeah,
let's be honest. It's not like you just turn up and we're going to have it with these people. No, we're fighting the establishment.
Yeah.
These people are protected. It's bollocks.
See, I was at one of the demos. I'm just trying to close all these off because it's. I'll go back to the normal window. Yeah, so I was at one of the demos and the videos on my channel, and basically what happened was, I was talking to this one cop. No, actually, I didn't put it up. And what happened was, we were behind the buzz at the BBC, and so there's a line of police, and they've all got the batons out, they've all got the riot gear out, and I'm going down the line, and I'm asking each individual ones, why have you got your batons out? And I pan the camera around, and we're just like, just people having a laugh, some people drinking, eating food behind the buzz, because the main thing's happening in front of it. And I'm like, why have you got your batons out? Why have you got it? And he's like, well, we need to be ready. I said, ready for what? I said, we're just standing there. There's people eating and stuff. And I pointed to the Antifa over the other side. I said, look at them over there. They're all masked up. They've all got the sticks and banners out with. And it later came about they had like knives. Not knives. They had why has that changed? I've got Vinnie.
But do you know why that is though? It's because they're more scared of the white working class being mobilised than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, if we actually mobilised, they would shit themselves. Because then we won't take it anymore. And we would actually, actually fucking sort things out in this country.
Oh, so what I was saying to this couple was, I was saying, why are you doing this to us? Why are you into there? And he says, and I said, and I was getting a bit aggressive. I said, put your fucking batons away. I said, what are you trying to do? Impress your girlfriend or something? I said, fuck off. You've got your camera moment. You've got your little video. So why don't you just fucking put them down? And about 5 minutes after, they get the call. They put all the batons away. And I said, over there, they've got fucking flares, all masked up. You don't even know what they are. And not one of them coppers have got the batons out. But you're pointing to us and you've got batons out on us. Honest to fucking God. And it was like, because they needed their camera moments. They needed to say, look at all this. This is what you get when you come to rap. Yeah. I said, you're antagonising everyone by getting your batons out. I said, if you didn't have your batons out, I wouldn't even be around here. And slowly but surely, the last couple, they've actually gone a bit heavier on the Antifa. They've actually gone there and gone into the dragged somebody out, arrested them and moved them on. Maybe it's for effect, but maybe it's to show like, now the tides are turning. You are now going to be arrested. If you don't take your face mask down, you'll be snatched. No different than what we've been doing with the other side.
I think with this election, I think the Tories have realised they need the working class more than they've ever have, and they might actually be able to gain the working class vote. Yeah. So I think them to themselves are thinking, well, you know what? Let's actually try to build a bridge here and create some kind of connection. I don't know, whatever it is, but right now, with Brexit and Labour abandoning the working class, I think this is the time for the Tory party to actually talk to us. Yeah.
But I think they're scared of Brexit party, aren't they? So I think they're trying to do things in a little bit way because, the last thing they want is to split the vote. But
and there are certain working class people that will never vote Tory, so they are going to go Brexit party.
I voted Tory last time, and I did it because it was a toss-up between Theresa May or Jeremy Corbyn. So the last general election, so I had to tactically vote, and I'll probably do the same again. I can't afford to do a protest vote, which they call it, vote for UKIP or Brexit Party, and split the Conservative vote so they get more, the Labour get more of the House.
But I do think the Tories have had us over a barrel over the last 2 elections.
Yeah, they have.
She did the same, and he's doing the same now. And if he don't deliver, then we need a serious revolution, man. Because they've robbed us of a vote 2 times in a row.
Yeah, it's what Liam said. He said, just get Brexit done, keep Corbyn out this time, and then we've got 4 years to get a proper party, a proper movement, and when it comes to the next vote, take them fucking all out.
Yeah.
And that's what needs to happen.
But when it comes to Brexit, it's too important, isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't afford to put Brexit in the hands of a Liberal or a fucking Labour or anything like that. That would be disastrous.
If you imagine, if you was to, I can't get the facts of this, but I was a UKIP voter.
I voted UKIP at the MEPs last time.
Yeah, and now imagine all the people that didn't tactically vote for Conservative at the last general election. Corbyn, they lost their majority because a lot of people voted Corbyn. But can you imagine how bad it would have been if all these people like myself voted for UKIP? That would have made their vote even worse, and their majority would have been even worse. They could have even won the election if people didn't tactically vote. This is why it's important this time to tactically vote again, get Conservative in, get Brexit done, and then we'll have 4 years to lose them all. Because I don't want to vote Conservative. I don't want to vote for them fucking idiots. No. But we haven't got time to tactically vote. We need. That's why
I just hope when he wins, we can actually get something out of him. Because then, like you said, we'll make it very clear: if you're not going to do this, this, and this, you're going to lose a lot of voters.
Yeah. So we'll have 4 years to make a full movement where people can, from all sides, just get under one banner. Let's get under, whether it's UKIP, whether it's Brexit Party, or whatever it is, just make sure that next time, no Conservative, no Labour, none of these other, well, Liberal Democrats ain't never going to get anywhere, but let's get a movement big enough to take on them too.
See, I quite liked Gerald Batten. I don't know why they got rid of him.
I did. I used to like him, to be fair, but...
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
But he didn't fit. He didn't fit as leader, that was the problem. He got too close to the street movement.
Yeah, they hated that, didn't they? They couldn't stand it. Because that was the whole thing, wasn't it? To unite the Democratic Football Lads Alliance and like the Tommy movement, unite, people like Sargon and that, and just basically make one big, massive street movement, a political movement. Well, it all fell apart, didn't it?
Badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been good, though, if they managed to pull it off. I was behind it.
But I think it's going to need a new. It can't be Brexit Party. It can't be UKIP. It needs to be a whole new party. Because I mean, if they're going to have to rebrand anyway. Because once you're out of that, what are you going to call it Brexit Party for?
Yeah.
And
that's it.
It's going to have to be something different when it comes down to it. And yeah, we can't continue this way. But we'll have 4 years.
Brexit is extremely important, and we have to keep fighting for it until we get it.
Yeah.
But eventually, we've got to move on to actual politics, haven't we? And what this country needs.
This is why I didn't agree with Farage calling it the UKIP, UK Independence.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it the way he then rebranded to the Brexit Party, because mainly now he's spent millions on millions of branding, rebranding, and that name is worthless once they get it. Because
then it's a busted flush, isn't it? It's done.
Yeah, it's done. So then you're going to have to rebrand, you're going to have to remarket it, you're going to have to sell your name again, telling people it's the same party, just different name. And you can take years to convince people that.
That's what I don't understand about people in Scotland. Why on earth you voted to remain? Why are they still voting for these fucking SNP? They're still going. Their whole agenda is to leave the union.
because
And they're
Alex
still
Salmon,
pushing them along.
Yeah, because our government and their government don't believe in democratic rights. They believe in their own rights. I mean, all these MPs that are going against the Brexit now, if your constituents voted out, you should represent them and say, right, we're voting out. But they didn't. They turned on their own people at party. It's the same as Alex Salmon and the same as Cranky. Well, I call her Cranky, but Sturgeon. If let's say in London, right, the Borough of London, or parts of it, voted out, their MP now has to be on the side of that vote and go full on out, but they didn't.
No, they turned against the people.
They turned against it. So this is why most of them are already left or leaving, because they know they're not going to get a next one because they've gone against them.
So that's why I just hope the people of Scotland really do, hopefully vote them off and just fuck them off, because they're getting on my nerves.
Yeah.
Every single time it's about this leave, and it's like you lost the referendum.
Yeah, twice.
And in your whole agenda, you're complaining about us wanting to leave the European Union. You want to leave the British Union. It's ridiculous. And fucking Jeremy Corbyn obviously has said to him, I'm going to give you a second referendum.
They are a strange one, because just like the Conservatives, they say they want freedom of the British. They want freedom from the Crown. They want to be independent. They want to be that. Their country's not big enough. And a lot of the other currency have refused to say that they could join it. They're not big enough to join the euro. They're not big enough to have the dollar. They're not.
It wouldn't be a net contributor to the EU.
It would be like, no, you can't. So what are they going to do? Because if they get devolution, they can't have the pound either. The sterling would go.
No.
So they would have to have their own. But what's going to back it? And so the only way they can back it is by staying in Europe. And have their backing. So they don't want us to rule them, but they want other countries to rule them, which they can't even speak most of their languages.
No.
How weird's that?
And the European Union, I don't think Spain's ever going to allow them to join.
No.
Because of not Gibraltar, what is it? What's the independence movement in Spain? What are they called?
Not too sure about that one,
Yeah, I forgot all about that now. It's Barcelona. I think they want independence from Spain. Catalonia.
Oh, Catalonia. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I don't think Spain would ever vote for Scotland to join, because they do not want to give Catalonia any encouragement of leaving Spain. So, who knows?
No, I don't think they realise the situation they're putting themselves into. As soon as they stop getting the funding and our subsidies, their country will their economy will collapse anyway.
Yeah,
because
but that's like Ireland and Scotland. They do the most business they do with us.
Yeah.
What is it? 70% of Ireland's business is done with England.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on the exact figures, but it wouldn't surprise me.
If let's say we switch and start buying our beef and everything from South America and all these kind of things, and we cut out Ireland, how are they going to replace that trade?
And that's where I don't think they can do it. This is where I don't think they're actually thinking about what they're doing. Because do they realise, okay, you come out of the European Union, sorry, if you come out of Britain and you have your own independence, that means you've got your own parliaments, you're going to have your own currency, all the subsidies that we're giving you, forget all the prescriptions and the college tuition fees. You're going to have to implement that straight away, because you won't be strong enough to give all that free. Then what are you going to do? Absolutely ridiculous.
But in their manifesto, they priced oil at $110 a barrel, and then it dropped to about $28. So I think they're basing their whole economic future on oil, which is mad.
But North Sea oil ain't going to last, and
exactly,
it's got a time limit on that already.
And it can't compete with Saudi Arabia either.
No.
Because when the price goes up, it goes up, and when it goes down, it goes down. They ain't going to set the price for anything. So in their manifesto, they said they're going to charge about $110 a barrel, and then literally about 3 months after, it dropped down to about $30. So what effect would that have on an economy? A massive one.
Within 5 years, they'll be bankrupt and they'll be begging to come back under the crown.
Yeah, and then we'll have to bail them out.
And then we'll have to
which would cost them millions.
Yeah, all the debts and all the other
Yeah.
stuff. We'd have to renegotiate, and then we were taking their debt on. And then, after when they get it done again, and they're on an even keel, they'll be asking for independence again.
Because they are a bit socialist, aren't they? It's like free prescriptions and all these things and this stuff. They just hemorrhage money.
But they're all subsidised from us.
Yeah, they are, yeah.
They get free prescriptions where we have to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking joke.
That's what I mean. We're giving them a good deal, but they're still not happy. That's why I hope the people of Scotland actually wake up and vote them out. But I doubt they will.
Sorry, maybe have to go in there. Yeah, I mean, Nicola Sturgeon and all these people, they're just fucking weird, mate. It's about time they lost their jobs, to be honest. Let's hello.
You talking?
Huh?
When Mel's back, she's just gone. So.
Oh, okay. Could say hello.
What?
You could have said hello.
You were chatting on that.
Oh, I thought you were picking
And
up.
normally, anytime I bloody come in and you just go. So. Thought what?
I thought you were going to text me to see if I wanted something picking up.
I told you to text me
Oh,
with what
okay.
you wanted.
Oh.
But we've got to go back out. Well, or one of us has got to go back out anyway to drop Sean back up there. So because he's still at work. So.
No, you can do that then.
What?
You can do that then. I got no fuel. Got to put some fuel in the car. Alright.
Yeah, I said to you, message me with what you want and I'll pick you something.
No, I don't mind. No.
So when I drop Sean off then, I'll get you something.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where. I think Steve's gone. I think I had to pop upstairs for a second. But anyone in the chat want to ask any questions, or if you want to see, anyone want to jump on? Let's have a look at the chat. Rebecca, how you doing, Rebecca? Are you okay? Shell, good to see you as always. Alright, okay. Yeah, John was in that Seven Oaks thing. Ricky Police Watch, how you doing? Who else is here? Not sure if Q's still here. Anglo. Phil's here. Carl Robinson. How you doing? Well, I might need to call this one a day. I'm not sure if anyone wants to jump on. Did Steve get cut off or did he leave? Does anyone know in the chat? I'm not much of a talker on my own, to be honest. I'm just going to send a message to Vin and see, because I'm going to have to jump off unless he wants to carry on. Right, let me just text him. Any questions in the chat, anyone? Hi Betty, you okay? Good to see you here. Oh, V-Man. 4 days until we vote. Has Boris got it in the bag? I think he's got it in the bag, yeah. Me personally, it's only my personal opinion, but you've got a lot of the people that were going to vote for Brexit Party realise it's too much of a risk. So some of the people that were standing for them are now going to the Conservatives. You can't split the Conservative between Brexit Party. If you split the vote, you could lead on giving Corbyn more. You could give Corbyn more of the House, which happened with when people voted Theresa May. If people didn't tactically vote there, I think personally that Labour could have got in on that, but people tactically voted and went with Conservative and voted Theresa May in. And even though we tactically voted, they still lost the majority. So yeah, I think they've got it in the bag, to be honest. And everyone that votes for Conservative, please vote for Brexit Party. Don't tactically vote on general elections. Tactically vote when you're doing or protest vote. Do that when it's like European elections, local elections. Do it then, but don't do it on the general election. Our worst crime would ever be letting Corbyn in, and you will have Diane Abbott as a Home Secretary. You can't have that. No. Let's get beyond Brexit, and then when we get it, beyond Corbyn. Fuck you now. Damn, I didn't say that. Get behind Boris, and then we'll spend 4 years devising a new party to take them both out. But yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what I think we should do anyway. Right, I think I'm going to end the stream there. I think everyone's doing their afternoon stuff. I know Vinny's very busy. I'm going to have to jump off as well. There's no more takers to jump on. So I think I'll leave it there. Again, thank you for everyone for coming in the chat. Thank you, England, Steve, Phil, that jumped on the panel. Appreciate it. I think we've covered loads of topics this afternoon. But I will leave you by saying vote for Conservative. Even though it may be hard for some people to vote for Conservative, you've just got to look at the two sides. You can't let Labour in under no circumstance. And Brexit Party isn't big enough at the moment. Brexit Party just is not big enough at the moment to take the House. So we have to get behind Boris, and that's it. So I'll leave you with that. Like I said, appreciate you for being there and enjoying the last 3 hours with us. So yeah, I will leave it there, I'm afraid. Again, everyone, God bless and thank you for joining in. And we'll catch you on the next one.